Sagittarius, thank you for tuning in. We're here with your March 2020 daily predictions reading, and we're actually going to as well be jumping into a pick a stack reading towards the tail end. Now, fair forewarning, it's a long reading, and the stacks and their sort of timelines, we'll call it that, were fairly long-winded. So a lot of it, to say it this way, there's a lot that came through for you, and it is emotional at times. So feel free to watch as you feel guided, and the story kind of does move through certain plot points. So feel free to tune in however you feel that you are called, and thank you for tuning in. Love and light to you by Sagittarius. Love and light to you all here. Thank you so much for tuning in. Love and light to you on this journey forward. We're here for you with the March 2020 Sagittarius daily predictions reading, and I have a general March reading up, but I wanted to sort of expand this to see the themes that might be at play on a daily and weekly scale. And so we'll be pulling for you, Sagittarius, here to see what energies may be at play, and then we'll jump into towards the tail end of the reading of the video, a pick a card stack. Okay, spread. So thank you all so much for tuning in. Love and light to you, dear Sagittarius. Now let's jump into it. It's kind of interesting because I was just meditating, as I was meditating just now on your energy before I turned on the camera. I was seeing that it was kind of interesting. I was seeing like there is a focus on something that someone may feel. They have like really short, I'm hearing limited time to handle. I don't know what that's alluding to, but it's something that is a kind of like pressing, and it's interesting because I was getting this feeling of like someone feeling that they need to like really like be very, very fast acting, very, very quickly moving with something here. And it might be someone who sees, let's say, a lot of I'm hearing a lot at stake. I'm hearing a lot of potential as well. And they don't want to like sort of take it lightly. I mean, they don't want to just like also plan and hope that, I'm hearing plan around the date. They want to set the date sort of feeling. And this energy did actually come through in the Capricorn reading, and you did come through in the Capricorn reading actually, Sagittarius, if I do recall. So there could be a focus there on that archetype, but let's get into it. Let's jump into it and see what comes through for you. We'll be pulling again for each of these sort of days and weeks for the month of March 2020 for you, Sagittarius. And it's interesting. I'm seeing there's something that's quite serious actually. I'm hearing in that way. Something that becomes quite serious, and I pull the Four of Pentacles, but I want to pull it back in. I'm not sure. We'll see what that might be about, what that might be sort of culminating to. I'm hearing as well. So for a number of you, it's something that you want to clarify. Even I'm hearing in that way. It could be even something that you want to direct the space of, and to like feel again like no longer. It's like it's not going to be something that I'm just taking lightly. I'm hearing that as well. And this could be, again, the energy even of another. I'm hearing hurry quick. I'm hearing call them. So for a number of you, it's a decision either maybe that someone in your midst, well, let's say it in this way. This could be something that you feel you need to make a decision on, and rather quickly, or a direction that you feel guided to move in and rather quickly. For another number of you, this is someone in your environment that feels this way towards you or around you. I'm hearing like, for example, maybe they see that, I'm hearing you have some sort of serious potential. I'm not sure what they could be on a professional level as well. Maybe like they see all your work, they took a look at your portfolio, and they're like, wow, I think that we need to not be taking notes, and we need to be like really looking up. Sagittarius, hold on a second. Let's get the light back up. Okay, this came through in the Gemini reading, and it was right in the first part of their spread. It was like during the first week, the light fell, and also like, yeah, the camera fell. So for a number of you, there's something that someone feels like, I'm hearing this specifically, like it's time, and they don't want to just like they don't want to say that lightly, because they don't feel like it's something that they feel like it's serious. Okay. And they also have a fear truly of like of missing out on whatever this space is. Like for a number of you, I'm hearing it has to do with something that they want to actually like, they want to take very seriously. They want to commit to. Telling you, Sagittarius, I'm hearing Scorpio. I haven't done the Scorpio reading yet. We'll see what comes through there. Could be a focus on that archetype as well for you. Scorpio came through big time in the Pisces reading, as well as in the Capricorn reading. So there could be a focus on these, on a number of signs for you if you do feel guided to watch a number of signs. And we all have every sign. For a number of you, this is something that you're actually communicating about, and it's getting rather it's getting a little, it's concerning. I'm hearing like somebody's concerned with the way that a certain conversation is or is not moving at all. To say it in the way that maybe someone feels like this could be happening on a perceptive level. It might not be literal, and this came through very strongly in that Capricorn reading. Like, maybe someone feels like they're also losing time here a little bit. They're like, I think there's a potential here and I'm not capitalizing on it. Okay, so for a number of you, this is also somebody who you might have no idea, Sagittarius, that this is going on with somebody in your environment. It's like, it could be in the way of, you know, this person feels like they need to communicate more than they have. And so how would you know that, right? Like, in a certain way. How would you know, right? If telling you this light is like, someone feels like something's super tricky. They also like they feel like perhaps they don't have a handle on it, okay? This might be something that they feel they need to really also represent in a public way, and they're just a little nervous about that. I'm hearing that as well. Now, for a number of you, somebody feels like they really need to take something also to the next level, and that time is running out. I'm hearing that specifically. They feel like they're also under pressure because they have the sensation perhaps that something needs to also be taken to the next level. Like, maybe they're like, wow, maybe it has to do with the career space, and they're like, or a relationship, okay? Maybe they're like, well, we're really not, you know, telling each other more than just lines at this point. I don't know what, maybe again, that's perceptive. Like, someone feels like I'm not able to like set the impression also that I feel I need to or that I want to. This can be an expectation that someone holds upon themselves, especially if you're dealing with someone who's got a lot of Capricorn. I'm real curious to see what comes through as well in the Scorpio reading, as there may be a focus there. But maybe for a number of you, even someone feels, it's so funny because I'm seeing somebody who like, they're like, I need to hurry, I need to hurry, I need to hurry. And I'm seeing 3 circles here. I don't know what that's alluding to, but it's on the underbelly of the glass of this table. I don't know what that's about, but take it as you will. And I just assembled this table, actually. So for a number of you, it's like, maybe someone even they have this realization. They're like, maybe they actually just, it's interesting. I'm seeing someone maybe even met someone, and they feel like they need to jump into this next step, or they feel like, I need to take the next step with whatever, like, they feel like they need to take this connection that's already been established in some way to the next level, for fear of losing it. Like, for a number of you, maybe they actually met someone, it can have to do even with networking, and they feel like it's time to follow up. Otherwise, I'm hearing I'm gonna be like the last one out of the race. I don't know what that's alluding to, but wouldn't that mean that you're the winner? I don't know. Or I don't know. Take it as you will. One second. Now, somebody is also, they have this fear, perhaps, of someone's relatives, or like, they feel like they've been putting something off, or like they've been replacing something with something else. I don't know. They're like, well, I'm getting to know them, but I'm not really the one getting to know them. Like, maybe they have someone like communicating with someone on their behalf, and they're like, this is risky because like right now, like, they're just, all that they really know about me is like about my persona by way of another. And they feel, it's interesting because I'm seeing someone who actually, they even presented an opportunity. Maybe they saw that a certain space had like a lot of potential in their eyes, and so they kind of pursued it, but in an indirect way. This is for a number of you. Maybe they are like, well, maybe they also like, they never really made it official. They're like, well, I kind of like see you as perfect, but I'm not gonna tell you that. I'm gonna have like this other person pass by your door at the wrong time, maybe the right time sometimes. I'm here at the right time, maybe the wrong time sometimes as well. I don't know what that's going to. And like, maybe this is maybe an impression that someone was like, okay, I'm trying to play hard to get. No question or doubt. And now they're freaking out. Now they're feeling like they're losing this connection. Okay? Big time. And they're like, holy shit. I literally just showed also my story from behind the lens. Okay, so maybe someone feels like also this is a risky space. Perhaps Sagittarius. I'm hearing Taurus talking. I'm hearing talking too much or not enough. I don't know what that's alluding to. If channeling was coming through. Okay. We're working with a tarot deck, but we're also sort of channeling, right? Whatever sort of energies do come through. Right. I'm channeling that. So for a number of you, somebody feels, I'm hearing Aquarius, October. I'm hearing August as well. Someone perhaps feels like they are planning also towards something, but that in some shape or form, like, it's either like it's getting to that point where they're really like they feel like they need to start taking on the next step and stage. They need to really start taking on the next level, and it's becoming kind of surreal to them. They're like, well, I know I've been planning for this, but as the date draws closer, it makes me feel like I am I'm hearing what's that song? Something all heights something heights by the Postal Service. Is that a band? Anyways, something with such great heights, I think that's the name of the song. Anyways, it's like I'm seeing somebody's like, oh my, and it could be something that someone's about to present, right? Maybe it's something that it's like, well, we've been kind of like getting to know each other. Okay, I've been like meeting you, you've been meeting me. I don't know what that's going to do. It's like, today you're meeting me, tomorrow I'm meeting, I don't know what that's about, but for a number of you, it's like, it's a space maybe that you've been like maybe casually like associating with, or like somewhat interacting in the space of, you perhaps somebody never made it quite official, that maybe also that they, whatever, okay. And then I'm hearing, and then she showed up to the game a little late, and boy, did that throw the dog a bone. I don't know what that's alluding to, like, I don't know what, Capricorn? I'm hearing Capricorn. Sagittarius, Scorpio, I'm hearing as well. I'm real interested to see what comes to the Scorpio reading. Scorpio came through strongly in the Capricorn reading, I believe, as well as Pisces. So there could be this sort of focus on that archetype yet again, dear Sagittarius. Now, I'm hearing, so come home already. It's that simple. It's as simple as that. Now, so maybe someone actually, like, they left someone out in the cold, and they're real concerned. I'm hearing about making a comeback here. I don't know what. We are moving through Mercury retrograde, dear Sagittarius. It is in Pisces, in the sign of Pisces. So there could be something that maybe even someone has been considering, okay, reconsidering and considering again. We're going to get some more clues here perhaps on what might be at play. I'm hearing Virgo. Somebody could have a lot of Virgo in their chart. For a number of you, this is something that maybe even you are thinking of presenting. Okay, so let's jump into the cards and see what comes through. Sun coming through up and out as your first card. Sagittarius, no joke. It's time. And you feel, somebody feels like it is, without a doubt, like they feel like the portal is open. The time is now. If I don't talk about it today, tomorrow will not exist. I'm hearing in the opportunity, I'm hearing bucket. I'm hearing there's going to be no box to check after that. And then this is perhaps something that they perceive. Now, it might not be the case, I'm hearing in the actual conversation. I don't know what that's going to do, but somebody fears this. Now, for you, definitely dealing with a Pisces, and or something that feels to be like it's got a cycle and a rhythm that is actually quite serendipitous and divine. We have the Hangman with the Sun and the Ten of Swords. For a number of you, it's something that you feel is not just about talking about it. Also, maybe for a number of you, feel like there's something that you don't really tell. At that point, it's like, well, it's like this. It's like, well, if I were to even open up the conversation, I wouldn't really be the one talking. It would be the universe that would take over at that point. And I realize that I'm just the one who takes the key to the door and opens it. And I'm hearing it in that way. And I'm not going to tell, right, her also what to say. I'm hearing that specifically. So for a number of you, maybe this is something, even an aspect of your being, okay? It could be an aspect of a project that you're really, really quite actually interested in, I'm hearing, but as well concerned about. And it may have to do with the part of your chart that is related to the archetype of Cancer, the Chariot coming through right here, mirroring the Sun. For a number of you, it has to do with presentation. For a number of you, it's like you've realized that you want to actually take someone home. I'm hearing to your family and really make it official. I don't know what is... That is what's coming through. I'm just channeling that. Not necessarily doesn't mean that whether or not you are presented to someone's family that it is official or not, right? It's always a matter of interpretation and personal ideology. Wow, the Hierophant's in reverse, the Tower's in reverse, Seven of Wands in reverse. So I'm hearing tick-tock, tick-tock. Somebody's they're realizing that this is actually a really big deal. I'm hearing that as well. And they realize that they will be really actually looking at the door. I'm hearing, for the drum roll, I'm hearing for the next 50 years, if they do not decide to open it on their own, I don't know what. They're like, to say it this way, no, it might not be literal. This could be how someone feels. They perhaps it's an expectation that they've set up in their mind. They realize, if I don't take this, if I don't make the move will not be made. Okay? If I don't take the boat and sail it, the story is history. And it may very well be, I'm hearing, beneath the deep blue sea. If I feel, let's say it in this way, that there is potential here, I must be willing to unearth it from the depths of my own decision, simply, purely to pursue it. For a number of you, you know that the next chapter of your life is calling you. I'm hearing that strongly, Capricorn, Sagittarius, and I'm hearing Scorpio so strongly here with the Chariot. For a number of you, realize truly how much is at stake right here, right now. And you are at that point where you're not going to look at something as realistic or a reality. I'm hearing until you really remove yourself from behind the lens of perceiving it as that and moving forward, proceeding to the stage of acting on behalf of that knowingness. Scorpio, I'm hearing Scorpio. Are you there? I'm hearing Scorpio. Scorpio. I'm serious. I'm hearing that so strongly. Scorpio. I'm hearing Sagittarius and Capricorn. There's someone here. They're at that point. They're at the level where they realize that love doesn't exist in between the lines that we write. Okay. Love is something that we learn about when we do not define it. When we just simply move with the feeling of it and we say, I feel this way. And I'm just willing to feel that feeling and see where that takes the both of us. I'm hearing with the tide itself. I realize that I cannot tell time what to do. I cannot take some story, I'm hearing, to the very last of its chapter unless I'm willing. I'm hearing to appreciate. I'm hearing that with the Chariot. All of the spaces, I'm hearing in between, I'm hearing the lines that we do write that encourage us. I'm hearing to leave them to destiny. I'm hearing to reveal their true, I'm hearing their true portrait. I'm hearing in the past. I'm not sure what those only two Sagittarius. Oh my goodness. Gonna have to watch this one over again. Alright, I'm a Sagittarius moon. For a number of you, there's something that, let's say it in this way. Okay, you see something very clearly, but you realize that it's not about proving it. Okay? I'm hearing it so strongly this way for you, Sagittarius. There's something that you know exists also. I'm seeing someone like, I'm seeing them on a ship, and they're looking out at the ocean. They're looking out at sea. They're like, look, neither you nor I can see what is at the base of the sea. Neither you nor I know and can say that we know what exists beyond the horizon, I'm hearing as well. But it's what we feel that we become, perhaps, through that cycle. Now, it is an evolution. I'm hearing an evolutionary space that actually we live for. It's not really something that we can kind of like hit the drum with and roll and present and say, this is what we're living for. It's a bit abstract, Sagittarius, but you can handle it. I know you can. If you're watching this reading and you got a lot of Sagittarius in your chart, you got a strongly placed Jupiter even. A lot of planets in the 9th house, a lot of planets in Jupiter, wow. Maybe even conjunct or aspected by Jupiter. Maybe for you have a heavily aspected Jupiter. You live in that sort of abstract realm, right? You can absolutely talk about philosophy on end. Okay. I'm hearing for lifetimes as well. Maybe this is a matter of even cycles here of history. For a number of you, it's something that you realize you're at that point. Well, okay, anyways, let's get back into it. You want to draw, I'm hearing, your dreams to scale. I'm hearing it in this way. For a number of you, you feel, and maybe this is you with you, where you're like, I've been just drunk. I don't drink. No, don't get me wrong. I don't drink, but I feel drunk. When I am drawing, I'm hearing my plans out. I'm hearing to pursue this thing that I know is, I'm hearing my only story. I'm hearing my soul. I'm hearing mission as well in life. You've got the Chariot here, Capricorn. I'm hearing Capricorn, Chariot here, mirroring the Four of Cups, the Four of Wands and the Four of Cups, 2 4s with the 10 of Pentacles and the Chariot. There's no question that this is your mission, Scorpio. I'm hearing again. The light wants to fall again. No, for a number of you, there's something that maybe you know. It's something that you hesitate with. Hesitate with every time. I'm not sure what that's about, but it's something that maybe you know. I'm hearing Baby We're in Heaven. What's that song? Is it by Leanne Rimes? I'm hearing that song specifically. I'm hearing that song as well. Is that by the Baby in the Moonlight, something like that. Moonlight. For a number of you, your Scorpio, I'm hearing so strongly. I'm hearing Pisces again. Sagittarius, you know also that I'm hearing you want this. I don't know what that might be alluding to for a number of you, but you know that I'm hearing they're coming for you. I'm hearing that as well. Like, so there's some opportunity that is like it's gonna present itself, and I'm hearing you feel that it's like what's going on with all the distraction with the light? Sagittarius, what's going on here, honey? Like, I did like 4 readings and the light was like perfectly, no judgment. Okay, I got a lot of Sagittarius in my chart. All right, chill. But for a number of you, like, okay, wow, it's interesting. I'm seeing someone is actually I'm hearing they've been like real busy designing the set, but for no set date. I'm hearing to present on it. I don't know what that's alluding to. It has to do with something that they know is actually calling them. It has to do with the physical embodiment of their future. I don't know what that's about. For no reason, this is something that you feel, again, is like your mission. It's weird. I'm seeing 2 people in a room, and like one person, I'm hearing rolly. They keep rolling the dice. I don't know whether they're like, well, what about this? What about that? And this other person's like, if we don't actually decide, and soon, where the beginning begins, we will never reach the end. And if you think that this is something that is supposed to happen, but you're willing to relate to it as just that, and not something that you really reclaim, I'm hearing the space of as a decision. I'm hearing that specifically, like, for no reason, this is something that someone actually at a certain point in time, like, be it they presented, they promised, maybe to themselves, to their parents, to another. I'm hearing as well, like, where is the race altogether? Like, there's no finish line. So maybe for no reason, there is something that somebody feels like is a story that they write. Okay, but not as like a line, but as actually a role that they play, that they take on. They have to be willing to do that. Sagittarius, this is not just something that somebody wants to like shake the cage with, okay, and like encourage the lion, okay, to kind of like represent for itself. Like, this is like, we need to acknowledge, I'm hearing as well, that we have plans to carry this out. I'm hearing that as well. And maybe someone feels like they just haven't really been ready. I'm hearing that that's what was claimed. I'm hearing as well. Maybe that's what was actually like communicated at a certain point in time. Maybe they literally communicated like, I'm not ready yet. Okay, but I'm seeing somebody is like getting so they're realizing that the future really does move fast. I'm hearing as well, and again, it's perceptive. Maybe they feel like, well, you know what? The future is now, and time actually doesn't exist. And if I tell myself that I just need time, like, that will be the time that I live for, the time that will come. And if time doesn't exist, it doesn't move, right? So how will I ever move forward if what I expect is to move through time? So for a number of you, it's like you're questioning, where do I meet myself? Where do I create my reality? Where do I communicate also with my future self and with my future period? You know, maybe for a number of you, you're like questioning, what is my future? And for a number of you, you're like waiting for some opportunity to move forward. It's funny because I'm seeing like someone's like, I'm waiting for the ship. But they're standing on the ship at the coast and they're like, well, I just need to communicate. That's the first step I'm hearing as well. Maybe for a number of you, it's like you've built this up in your mind where you feel like something is also not good enough. Maybe there is some environmental factor that you feel is like related to your future that you're like, well, I need this in order to do that. And that's not the case. Sagittarius, I hate to tell the dog that it doesn't need the bone to fetch. You know what I mean? Okay. Yeah, I really think about that. All right. It's like the dog's like, no, get up and run for what? I need the bone. Where's the bone? Okay. Make sure it's big too. All right. It's got like all of these, you know, requirements. I'm hearing Hazam. I don't know what that's like too. For a number of you, it's like, maybe you're like in this portal of realizing what motivates you. I'm hearing it in that way. Interesting. You're in the portal, but it's like, what moves me through the portal as I move through the portal? I'm moving towards my future regardless, but what by way of abstract law and theory makes me more relevant to my future? Like, how interesting, right? Sagittarius, like from an abstract lens, you know, I know for a number you're like really getting this. Like, you're like, yeah, totally, man. I'm hearing that specifically. I don't know what that's like too, but anyways, for a number of you, it's like there's something that you realize of yourself is actually an ability. I'm hearing healer. You're a healer by nature, and you know that. For a number of you, you don't need it to heal anyone to also know that. I'm hearing that specifically. Interesting. For a number of you, you're a poet, and you don't need to pretend also to be one, okay, to know that you have that within you. Interesting. So maybe for a number, you're like, well, I have this ability and I know that, but I haven't yet actually addressed it. I haven't actually created anything that would accompany this knowingness of what it is that I know is also a power of mine. I'm hearing that specifically. So for a number of you, you're actually questioning what the process is that would perhaps potentially lead to that, also that person that you have in mind. Interesting. For a number of you, you're dreaming of someone or of some space, of some project as well, and it's like in this dream loop, dear Sagittarius, it's in a dream loop, and it's like I'm just looking through. I'm hearing the loophole, but as a germaphobe would. I don't know what that's alluding to. I'm seeing someone looking through even a kaleidoscope. They're like, but I can only look. I can't start to actually, I'm hearing, move through my meditation. I don't know what, let's clear that. 8 of Pentacles in reverse. Mirror the Sun of Cups in reverse. Like somebody's like, maybe even they're paranoid, or they're like, what would they do if I were actually to present that? Oh my, and I see that they would actually be quite receptive. This is for a number of you. I'm hearing GV. I'm hearing an L. I'm hearing veal, the big reveal. Judgment upright with the 7 of Swords upright. Now, you lead out with a star and the 3 of Wands. Scorpio? I'm hearing Scorpio. Sagittarius? I'm hearing, where the hell are we? In the spread, like, I did again, like, Gemini, Pisces, Capricorn, Sagittarius. Hello? I'm hearing first of all, hello, are you there? Okay, second of all, where are we? Like, are we in the first week of March? Are we in the second? Somebody is like totally planning something, but they have been. But they've been like planning it without, I'm hearing, an offer to make for it. What? Like, I'm seeing somebody is designing even something, but they haven't discussed it. They haven't discussed their plans even within this space. So I don't know what that's about, Sagittarius, but it's kind of interesting. Okay, we're moving in what seems to be like, I'm hearing a process of planning. I'm hearing in a process of planning to plan, to proceed forward on the plan of the process to plan about sorry, I need a break. I'm hearing that. I don't know what that's alluding to, Sagittarius. What's going on? Like somebody is maybe even, they're putting something off. I don't know if this is you with another or you with you. I'm hearing, hold on, please. I just need to to hold the pillow in my hand a little while longer. I don't know why. I'm seeing someone with a pillow in their hand. They're like, I don't want to go. I don't want to go to their parents' house. I'm hearing that. Like, somebody realized, listen, Sagittarius, we're going to get back, I'm hearing Scorpio, we're going to get back into, I'm hearing it's about the Brady Bunch thing with the chariot. Somebody's about to marry someone. Okay, marry someone. Sagittarius. Are you concerned about the whole commitment thing? Daughter of Pentacles reverse, marrying the chariot bright. But it's funny because this person is like also so comfortable with them. So what's going on? Temperance in reverse. Looking at the Daughter of Pentacles in reverse. It's so funny because they're looking at each other. They look at these individuals. I'm here. Look at these individuals. Five of Cups in reverse, in between the Temperance card in reverse and the Daughter of Pentacles. It's like a mystery, so called, but it's not. It's like we totally know that we're really also like ready for this, but if you want to say that the date is a little too soon, still, I'm hearing that, you know, you're going to be late, all right? You keep loving yourself again. I don't know what that's about, Sagittarius. But we have Scorpio coming through here, the Death card, towards the tail end of the second week. We're in the second week, Sagittarius. Okay, somebody does not want to acknowledge something here. I don't know what that's about. Like, you know, it's been 2 weeks. No, it hasn't. It's been just, you know, twiddling my thumbs time, you know, I don't know what that, maybe someone's like, I need time, and this person's like, for what? And the person's like, well, to focus on time and how much time I may need to take to make, okay, sure that time doesn't exist, because, yeah, I know, and I'm seeing this person's like, we've talked about this, time doesn't exist, this person's like, I know it doesn't really exist, but I really need to get that concept for myself, and I need to know that there's no helium, I'm hearing, in the gas for the balloon. I don't know what that's about. Like, somebody's like, they're concerned, they're like, is this gonna become like, they're concerned about how some space could evolve, and meanwhile time is ticking, toilets are flushing. I don't know what that's about with the Daughter of Swords in reverse. People are releasing their candy from their pockets. I don't know. People were like holding candy. I don't know what that was about. Ton of Wands in reverse, like, and for no reason, this is like something related to a corporation. I'm hearing Ceylon. What's that song? Sailing. What? Sagittarius. We ran out of cards before the end of March. What? Someone's out of tokens for the for the slot machine. What's going on, Sagittarius? Sag. I'm here again. Are you there? Magician reverse. Mirroring the Father of Pentacles upright. I'm hearing we used to know each other, but now I'm in Florida, and I don't know anyone from I'm hearing Fresno like that anymore. What, Sagittarius? Somebody's like, they got really shocked about something. Hold on. They freaked out about something. They were supposed to show up somewhere, but they didn't. This is not for everyone. I'm hearing the Mr. and Mrs. I'm hearing, can you please step up? Step up. I'm hearing Eminem saying that, though. I don't know. I'm hearing, please stand up. Please stand up. Like, somebody's about to, like, even reveal something, and then they take another road that makes them take way longer. Like, they could have been there on time, but they took this detour route, and it took them, like, I'm hearing all day long. All night long. No, but it wasn't all night. We weren't able to enjoy the night together because this whole, I'm hearing dance took all of eternity. I'm hearing to finalize. I'm hearing, the score of, hold on, with the Magician and the Justice card. Settlement with the Justice. I'm hearing of the case. Someone's not showing up. Justice in reverse, Magician in reverse. Let's clear that. I'm hearing, like, the script for the dance. Like, someone is like, it's not perfect! I'm not ready to perform! I'm hearing, I don't know what that's about. I don't know what that's about. Justice in reverse, but just reverse. I'm hearing, someone's knocking on someone's powder room, a door. They're like, listen, if you, Paul, are you in there? I'm hearing Polly. I'm hearing, Polly, if you don't pop out of your pocket right now, I will not be playing. I'm hearing, present me your case. I'm hearing for you. Okay. So even someone's like lawyer, they're like, I'm so sorry. I'm hearing Jamie, you need to be ready to be on the front cam for everyone to see you. I'm hearing front facing camera. Like somebody's like, even like they're about to have an interview even, but they're like, oh no, I need to meet them like front face to face. 1 second. Somebody dealing with a Scorpio. Sagittarius, I never text during readings. What in the absolute world? So, oh, I'm checking my notification. Well, okay, it's weird. It's like somebody's freaking dilly-dallying here. Looking at the clock right there, 36 minutes and 6 seconds. I'm hearing someone keeps stopping the clock as well, and it's like buying them time. I'm hearing that specifically. Or they think that it's buying them time in this universe of fake time. I just get that's the only way that I can explain it, like that. Sagittarius. Now, for whenever you're dealing with a Scorpio who's like really great, okay, at strategy, they know when to call the story fake news so that everyone goes and fact checks, and that saves everyone else, time. Also, I'm hearing on their totem pole announcements. I don't know what that's alluding to, but for a number of you, you're definitely dealing with a Scorpio who's stalling something here or has been. Maybe they feel, I'm hearing Hasbro here, I'm hearing twins with the Death card upright, the Magician reverse. This came through in another Scorpio reading. It was, and it's so funny, somebody definitely did with Scorpio, big time. Like, they have got their double Scorpio. They've got Moon in Scorpio even, or Moon in Sagittarius, or even Moon in Gemini. Even, I'm hearing To Be Real, isn't that by Sherilyn? I'm hearing they have the real deal. I'm hearing as well, I don't know what, maybe they know what they've got. I'm hearing they know what they've got. Maybe they know that this is maybe even, I'm hearing competition. Maybe even, well, let's clear that. This is about commitment, maybe. Okay, but maybe for a number of you, someone's like running from something. I'm hearing runner and chaser, but you got lovers here. In reverse, I'm hearing the moon in reverse. I'm hearing two hearts are required to represent, okay, the way that we really feel. Like, well, I can't be the only one here who's also revealing what I feel. I'm hearing that as well. I'm seeing someone who's also showing up, and they feel like they're the only one showing up. Okay, like, I don't know what that's about. Anyways, now I'm hearing I showed him my closet, but he didn't show me mine. All right, let's clear that. And it not necessarily is it related to gender. Take it as you will. Moon in reverse, lovers in reverse. The strength card is upright. For a number of you, this might be even, it might be something that they need to collaborate on something. And it's like, I'm hearing it's like we need to do the work. I'm hearing that. I don't know what that's about with the moon in reverse, lovers in reverse, and the strength card upright. I'm hearing find yourself. I'm hearing that specific. I'm hearing find yourself or find yourself another twin. I'm hearing that as well. I'm hearing we need to be real. I'm hearing in that song like to be real. Oh man, I'm hearing, listen, I'm not ready to commit to that yet. I'm hearing that as well. I'm not ready to clean my mess. I'm hearing that as well. The moon in reverse. Truth and right. I'm not ready to start the show. I'm hearing that with the Son of Cups in reverse and Judgment. And someone's getting like real frustrated. Even this could be with themselves, where this might be entirely with themselves. This other person might not be at all really also like really aware of any of whatever this controversy is. Someone may feel it. That's like going on. This could be someone with themselves, like, on one hand, they're like, you need to, like, holler at them, I'm hearing as well, with the Chariot and the Father of Pentacles. And then it's, like, this other, like, side of their story tells them, stop in the name of God. Like, someone feels maybe even, like, they feel like this is unrealistic, especially if you're dealing with someone who's got a lot of Scorpio in their chart and or Capricorn. I'm hearing Capricorn specifically with the Father of Pentacles, like on one hand, maybe they even feel like it's like, they feel guilty. They feel like it's wrong to pursue whatever this connection is. For another, maybe someone feels like it's a matter of religion. They feel like, or they feel like they would really need to represent whatever it is, and maybe even legally, and that's a whole nother story. I'm hearing that as well. I don't know what. There could be a history here involved as well. Let's backtrack though. But for a number of you, there's a lot of pressure here. Okay, for a number of you, this is somebody who actually like they feel like there's a lot at stake. Again, I'm hearing it in that way, and they feel like they're at the very tail end of the performance, and either they stand on the stage and they completely, I'm hearing they give the high note their all, or okay, they call. I'm hearing the paperboy. I'm hearing to fetch and deliver the news. I don't know what that's about. Sagittarius. But for a number of you, it's like, let's clear that. Someone feels like they need to be the one to represent something. And they can technically keep putting it off and putting it off and putting it off. I'm hearing for 40 more years. I'm hearing, or until they are 40 years old. Or, which again, time is an illusion. Or they could tell themselves that they are not, I'm hearing, going to talk on behalf of their truth. As I'm hearing another being. So either they come forward, I'm hearing, and they come through to talk about their life. I'm hearing it in this way, Sagittarius, I'm hearing Scorpio, in the way that they live it, or they will be left, I'm hearing, behind. I'm hearing at their own. I'm hearing doorstep. I don't know what that's alluding to, Sagittarius. I'm hearing stop stalking them already. I'm hearing that specifically. If you're a Scorpio watching this, I'm hearing the story won't end. It will be the same. I'm hearing this, and that's all. I'm hearing, what's that song? Holding up the air mic with no lyrics. Listen, Sagittarius, Scorpio. I'm hearing it again. It will be the same. I'm hearing the same, kind of like dance that does not have. I'm hearing, the plan. I'm hearing, for the crescendo. I don't know what. I'm hearing for the announcement. Like, it's like, well, I'm gonna, the dishes will be, I'm hearing, dug out, and then they will be, decided on. Like, this, for a number of you, this has to do, I'm seeing people, like, actually, there are goods that someone needs to sell, and they don't want to let go of it. I don't know what. They have boxes of stuff, and they're like, no, I will eventually do that, but I'm just not ready, okay, to leave also the nest. I'm hearing that as well. I'm hearing 11:11. I'm hearing on the clock. And we have the 10 of Cups coming through, 6 of Swords. Somebody keeps also changing their mind. And it's actually, it's against the law. I'm hearing it in that way. Like, it's against jurisdiction. They're not actually allowed to do that, but they're doing that. They're taking their, like, little gel eraser, I don't know what, stamp kit, and they're like, actually, no, that's the rule. No, actually, I don't know what, Sagittarius, but someone feels like something is also, like, and this other person's like, listen, stop, also, like, testing yourself. 1 second. Hold on. This has to do with, okay. I'm hearing tokens with the 8 of Pentacles in reverse, 9 of Pentacles. Somebody's trying to even, like, They're trying to like regenerate something, even revive something. Daughter Pentacles in reverse. I'm hearing, listen, I told you the first time that I met you that this was, I'm hearing also, the focus for me. If we cannot, I'm hearing focus on that. I'm hearing tell me now, because I cannot flirt with my future. It's my future. It's what I see in my future. It's what I see myself as in my future. And I owe it to be real with that and honest with that space of what my future looks like, for me at least. And if it doesn't look like that for you, I'm hearing, Rumi, you're romantic and all. Okay. But put away your poetry and put away the glass slipper that you're promising me. I'm hearing every moment. I'm hearing that you feel I slip from your hands. Okay? I'm hearing this is not something that I feel. This is something that I form, and I realize that I can do that. Someone's realizing that they have absolute potential to create their future. And they want to do that. And it might be, again, the same person. It's like, on one hand, I know that I totally have this potential. So I know that it's up to me to capacitate it, to communicate that, to stop acting like I don't have this ability that I actually do have. I'm hearing that specifically for a number of you here. It has to do with the representation. Strength card upright, 8 of Pentacles in reverse. For a number of you, it's been like something that you've known as well, but you haven't really like made official. You haven't really like marked it on the map. And for a number of you, it may not be that someone's waiting on this. It may not be like, oh, you know, like they're waiting on me to like say hello to them. It may not be like that, right? This person, again, may have absolutely no, I'm hearing J-Lo. I don't know what that's going to do. She's waiting for me to just say hello. It's so simple, but, you know, she doesn't even know that I'm like just looking, you know, at her like that. I don't know what that's going to do. I'm hearing jovial spirit. Okay, anyways, it's like, for a number of you, again, like, they may not, this person, if it's another person or whatever it may be, like, no one's, let's say it in this way, no one's going to come up to you and call your name out on the stage of what it is that you need to communicate. It's not going to happen. I'm hearing that. If you're waiting for that moment where the whole community, okay, of what your future, I'm hearing, holds the space for, okay, like, in other words, your audience, like, your prospective audience for whatever it is that you know is actually, like, your jewel. I'm hearing the jewel on your crown, like, I don't know, your ability, whatever it is. If you're waiting for that audience to come forward and be like, hello, present, time to present. I'm hearing all of your potential. No, not going to happen, right? I'm hearing your audience doesn't communicate for you, to you, what it is that you create, right? Sagittarius. Listen, I am a Sag moon. Not judging this at all, okay? And I'm just channeling what's coming through. This could be what it is that you feel. It's like, you need to jump, right? Onto the trampoline, right? To kind of like show, I'm hearing, your audience. And for a number of you, I'm seeing that maybe you were a little bit concerned about what it is that would become of that space. Like, maybe you were like, well, I have this ability, but do I need to like make it like a whole journey that I like present and I project and I process like in a public way? Well, also in a in a performative way. For a number of you, maybe it was like, well, I know I have this ability, but like that's on a personal level. Do I need to like, you know, when it becomes, maybe, well, the question becomes like, when it becomes a whole performative thing, then I feel like I need to disguise myself in it, or I need to disguise it or me in relation to it. And then it's like maybe then I think like it should be an anonymous thing. Scorpio, I'm hearing strongly, maybe for a number of you got a lot of Scorpio in your chart, and you might just have this natural like, well, whatever is like deep and meaningful for me, I have this like natural also inclination to like protect and hide. I'm hearing to also reveal. I'm hearing, oh wow, interesting. I'm seeing someone though, like they're pulling something back, but it's like revelation at the same time. I don't know what that, for a number of you, maybe it's like you have this conflicted feeling where on one hand you're like, well, I do want to pursue this, I do want to present this, I feel very strongly about it, but at the same time I feel like I need to be very careful with the way that I also presented. And so there are a lot of lines that have gone missing. I don't know what that's alluding to. Maybe for now you feel like there are opportunities that you've kind of looked at as like I'm hearing in a skeptical way where you're like, well, you know, maybe an opportunity passed by and you're like, I don't think that that's the way the story will go. Next time. Sagittarius? Okay, hold on. So is Romeo because the room was right for him to be so in it? Okay, was Juliet because, you know, the journey led to her becoming that character? Okay, Romeo, Juliet, are they right for one another because the relationship was, I'm hearing, related to, I'm hearing by the audience, I'm hearing for them, I don't know what, like, if someone's trying to prove, perhaps they feel like, I need a sign, send me a sign, someone, but that someone needs to be this specific person. Unless they give me that sign, I will not be, I'm hearing, satisfied. In informally addressing what I know is in my future. Sagittarius, just take a moment to feel that. You know something. It is your story. It's personal to you. It's part of you. It's the fabric of your being, of your personality. Yes, it's personal to you, right? But does it mean that it's not to be presented? I'm hearing that as well. Just because it's personal. I'm hearing it's about the impression. That is the Son of Cups with the Daughter Cups. Look, Sag, all right, we have the Daughter Cups. It just split. It's real emotional. I'm not gonna lie. Somebody truly feels like they're also sabotaging something here. This is not for everyone, but it's for a few people. And they know that the thing that will resolve the space is communicating. Even if it is just that. Communicating like, hey, I feel like I've freaking sabotaged this possibility of having and nurturing this life that we could live together. That's all I wanted to say. Like, even just that one little line, right? For a number of you Sagittarius, like, and it may not be you. You might, it was Sagittarius like, what? It might not be your own energy, Sagittarius. This could be someone in your midst, especially if you know someone's got a lot of water in their chart. And you might even not even know it. You're like, oh, I'm still living in Aries. What's going on with the Aries? Okay, well, they could have an Aries sun, but they could have a moon in Scorpio in the freaking 8th house. And in that case, oh my, they could have even Mars in Pisces, Cancer, and Venus. They could have a lot of water in the chart, all right? But, and there could be this trouble spot, right? That maybe someone who they don't see it. For a number of you, maybe this is also, again, it could be an aspect of your being. It could be the same person, and they it's conscious, but it's not. It's a conscious disconnect. I don't know what that's alluding to, where it's like, well, on a subconscious level, I know, blah, 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 blah. Daughter Cups upright. Okay. Son of Cups in reverse. For me, this is a cycle. It is history. I'm hearing on repeat. For a number of you, it is related perhaps even to past lives. Again, hence where it may be playing out in a subconscious way. Like maybe for a number of you, this is like a show that keeps playing over and over and over again, and it's like someone doesn't realize it. I'm seeing it's almost like this feeling of someone. It's kind of weird. I'm seeing somebody in a room, no judgment, okay, but somebody in a room and like they already watched this movie, like this movie was like playing. They watched the whole thing, and it could be even on a visionary state. Maybe someone like sees something very clearly. They have a vision of something, right? Take it as you will, apply to situation as you do, be it metaphorical, literal, whatever. And then it's like, and then they like, somehow the movie ends. I'm seeing like the movie ends on the television screen. And then they like get up, they talk about it a little bit. I'm hearing that as well. I'm here to the teacher, Daughter Cups, and the High Priestess. For no reason, this is something you may have been meditating on. You're actually channeling spirit guides, whatever it may be. Again, you're very clear on whatever the space is to a certain level of degree. And then they sit down and they take all of the clothing off. I'm hearing related to that character. I don't know what that's about. And they sit there in that same room and they watch the same TV show. I'm hearing in that way, like, play from start to finish again. Now, for a number of you, it could just be something played out in a different way. For another, this is something like I'm hearing karmic, lessons, cyclical, something that it's like I met this one person, we had this kind of dynamic, and then it passed. And then I met someone else, and the same dynamic played out. So take it, apply to situation as you do again, Scorpio. I'm hearing Capricorn. I'm not sure what that's about, but take it as you will. Yes, it has to do with reliving certain experiences. And, well, the interesting thing is that, are they really aware of it? I'm hearing that specifically. Like, I'm seeing this person who's watching this TV show is like, on one hand, like, they get up at the end of that show and they talk about it. So they acknowledged it. I'm hearing perhaps on one level or another, but then they go back and they watch the show again. And then I'm hearing it's the same old drama. It's the same thing. I'm hearing, and that's all. Something, and it's just like that, and that's all, something like that. There's some song like that. And it's like, is this really the way that I see myself turning the page to the future? Is it through also this type of talk? Okay, so for a number of you, it's that you're just talking about the space that perhaps you want to take action on. No judgment, Sagittarius. Again, it's just channeling what's coming to you. It could be what you feel, perhaps. It's something that you feel. You're like, well, I feel like I'm just talking about it, but I'm not taking tangible steps towards making the moves that I feel I need to make. Now, what qualifies and quantifies that there are certain moves to begin with that need to be taken to capacitate any one potential outcome, right? And who is to say that, or, you know, what is it that kind of communicates that they're needed to be taken also, right? In a certain way. So for a number of you, you've got perhaps a little bit of this performance anxiety, perhaps, not for everyone. It may not be your own energy. Again, it could be that of another in your midst. For a number of you, it's something that you're wanting to talk about. And you're like, well, I know that I will. It's just a matter of when. When will I bring, myself to the podium in the front of the stage to really face that? I'm hearing that Lovers upright, Ten of Cups reversed, Daughter Cups upright. For a number of you, it has to do with somebody who you would like to reconnect with. And somebody perhaps feels like, it's kind of weird, because what I'm seeing is that somebody realizes that nothing really actually is real. Without acknowledgement that it is what they see it as. In other words, if, let's say, somebody sees potential in a certain space, right? Again, it's a sort of thing where it's like, the community is not going to just, like, show up before the performer, right? I'm hearing, like, for example, somebody wants to create a product. The potential demographic is not going to show up and be like, hey, can you innovate this product, like, before the producer does? Like, in other words, right, it's like, does the caption for the image appear before the image? I'm hearing that specifically. So it's like, you know, for a number of you, maybe there's something that you've known, even you're like so clear on it, to some level, degree or another, where you're like, I know also that I'm going to create this. I will be the person to create this. And I know that, or to connect with this person, whatever way. I know that this is also the connection that I'm here for. I'm hearing that specifically. It's when I really design, I'm hearing the dress to wear, I'm hearing to show up to, the decision that I make, I'm hearing as more than just the discussion around it and about it that tells me and my audience that I'm hearing I was made. I'm hearing for this script. For a number of you, perhaps it is that you're actually selling. I'm hearing your story. You're actually promoting also your product, and maybe you've like been a little shy about that. No more Sagittarius, because you realize like no one's gonna show up and like make sure that you mean what you say. You know what I mean? Like if you believe in this, it's because you believe in it. It's because you freaking believe in it. And that's what is the selling point, right? It's not like, am I sure I want this you know, this opportunity? Well, if I'm sure, right, there's no showcasing, also proving that point, be it even to myself. There's nothing that I need to prove, right, when I'm on stage promoting. I'm hearing my persona, because my persona is validated simply by way of the pride I'm hearing that I hold in presenting it. So it's like show and tell, right? It's like, do we need to tell when we show? I'm hearing that specifically, like, I don't know what that's about, no judgment. But maybe somebody feels like there's a lot of potential that they're not capitalizing on. It can be even like on an emotional level. Now, to say that that's obvious, it's not obvious perhaps. Maybe this person doesn't, to say it this way, again, this came through in the Capricorn reading. Let's say that two people meet. Maybe they're on a date. All right, whatever it is. Maybe they know each other. They've known each other for quite some time. Maybe there's like an extreme level, right, of sentimental connection here that both people feel. Maybe one person like they leave, they fear. I mean, they leave the connection and they reflect and they're like, well, I don't think that I really like, I don't think I was vulnerable. I don't think I really showed everything that I could have. I didn't really communicate also my side of the story completely. I wasn't able to really finish. I'm hearing that as well. The Son of Cups in reverse. I'm hearing finish my story. Daughter Cups upright. Now, how could someone know, right, whether or not someone's being entirely vulnerable? How would somebody know whether or not somebody actually showed the whole future, right, that they saw? Unless they're truly intuitive, right? Very much, and we all are. It's just a matter of, you know, it's sort of like a muscle. You know, are we motivated also perhaps to tap into that space or to see that aspect or even that potential? Now, you can't really tell, right? Like, oh, he didn't tell me the full truth. I'm hearing that specifically. Like, that might not be the case here, okay? Because it's like only you know, right, how real you're being in that space. So for a number of you, this is actually connection with yourself, and you feel perhaps like, well, I feel I'm seeing someone even like they get back from an interview or like even a performance, or like, man, like I didn't give it my all. I'm hearing that specifically, like someone, they turn around from a future that they saw and they just feel like they weren't able to really translate maybe even like the feeling into like the form. So for a number of you, it's kind of interesting because, you know, those moments where maybe like you're getting filmed, like you're filmed on tape or something, and you're like, in the moment, you're like, ugh, I don't think I'm not flirting well enough. I'm hearing that specifically. It's funny. Well enough. That's so formal. Okay, like, I'm not flirting well enough. Like, okay, I don't know what. So, again, maybe someone has this, like, again, this, like, whatever, this particular also way that they see a certain future kind of like coming full circle. Like maybe they're like, oh, I imagine it to be like this, and unless it's not going to be like that, then I feel like it's not going to be, or whatever. It's not time. So so they keep producing. I'm hearing again like the same set. I don't know what that's alluding to. And then it's like they keep test driving. I'm hearing the same car as well. I don't know what that's. Anyways, no judgment. Like, I'm just playing around with the idea. I'm just playing around with the Tesla. 7 of Pentacles, High Priest. I just want to drive it on every type of terrain. All right. I know that I'm hearing that the light fixtures work and all. I just want to make sure that, okay, they're on time, and I'm hearing I'm hearing part of the community. Hold on, message. I don't know what. Somebody's Sagittarius. It's like weird. I don't know. I'm seeing somebody, they are about to present something, but they want to almost test the reaction of the audience to that product. I'm hearing, or that person that they present, but they're like, I know that there's no way that like it's irrelevant what the audience thinks, right? Again, because the audience is not the presentation. The presentation is the presentation, and the audience is the audience, and there will always be a number of differing opinions, right, and reactions, and that's what makes the audience. So for a number of you, maybe it's something controversial. Now, whatever it is, again, it's like, it's funny because I'm seeing that whoever this is that is feeling a little bit like, I feel like it's like kind of like a tricky terrain that I'm kind of like talking about it here. I'm hearing as well. They know that this is guided. There's no way, there's no way. And there's no way that it won't, not like end the way that it's meant to. And they know that, but they're just kind of like, they feel that it's a future that they can't tell, and that's the point. they cannot prove, and they cannot define it, and that's what's freaky. Okay, they're like, it's like the bird who intuitively knows also that it has this prompting, that it knows that it can fly, but it's just that feeling, okay, of leaving the earth, the ground, that makes it fear its own future. The bird knows, right? Intuitively, again, instinctively. It's like, I got these wings, and I need to fly. But what if I'm hearing I don't fly fast enough? Okay, so there's a little bit of this, like, this feeling of hesitation, perhaps, when it comes to, for fear of what they know actually, like, cannot happen. Like, they truly, like, if someone stood there and, like, was like, listen, like, they stuck a finger in their face, or like, listen, either you fly or you fall off, they would fly. It's like, I'm gonna, so jurors like that. Okay, in that moment, would they use their freaking wings? They sure as heck would. If someone told them, hey, either you're gonna fly or you're gonna fall, which one do you choose? I choose to fly. I choose to freaking fly. If it's a choice, are you kidding me? I would freaking fly. I would not choose falling, okay? Trust me. Why'd you even present that to me? I don't like that you presented that. Why'd you present that? You know what I'm saying? Sagittarius, like, I don't know. Okay, when they're faced with an ultimatum, they would freaking fly, and they know that, and they would absolutely jump into suit there, okay, to take advantage of the opportunity, and also to really remind themselves of their ability, okay, to really take it on, okay, to the best of their capacity. So, to say it this way, like, if the bird was, if the bird was, commissioned to either fall or fly, it would take the job of commissioning flying, okay? Like, it would, if it was presented with an opportunity to either fall or fly, if they're about to, like, be pushed over the edge, God, hopefully not, whatever it may be, okay, they would totally, they would be like, no, I don't want to play in the movie, okay, as the bird who fell off of the cliff. That's not the life I want to live. No way. We even see somebody asking someone, like, so you're afraid of falling, so what do you want to do? You want to fly or you want to fall? And what that really comes down to is what you want. So cool, huh? Sagittarius, the way that it kind of comes through. But for a number of you, what I'm seeing is, like, yeah, at the point of, like, feeling that they could lose something, they would is a question that they would leave behind what they thought was also their security or their stability in the space of continuing a cycle that just simply continues. Who wants to continue, right, when you could create? Yeah, it is freaky. We're not gonna lie. Feeling like a butterfly with wings that now, ascends from the state of caterpillar, it's freaky. I'm hearing we were kind of like hanging out there for quite some time. We were hanging by the moment, if you know what I mean. We were kind of relying on time and itself ticking. I didn't need to do anything, right? Caterpillar just in the cocoon, hanging out, all right? We were just, like, getting used to that whole thing, okay? Hanging out. But at the end of the day, right? The point is not to be a caterpillar. The point is not to be in the cocoon all day. That's not really, right, why we're here. We're here to create, and that requires of us, I'm hearing, to cremate. I'm hearing our beginning. I'm not sure what I was listening to, but to say, well, hey, I know that this is not all that I've come to be, okay? Everything that I've created also, maybe you're a performer, you're creative, I'm hearing a performer, whatever it may be, everything that you've created at this point, even as innovative as it may have been, is not, I'm hearing, your climax, and you know that. It's not your ultimate, your conversation. The conversation is the orchestra of your whole, I'm hearing community. I'm hearing also of loving your life in the many ways that it transforms, not clinging to any one, right, conversation that's had along the way. You know, if you imagine your life and you living it as a conversation, you know, you have these different discussions with yourself, these different chapters of your life, how honestly and openly you're willing to allow one conversation to lead to the next is how also quickly you can make the progress here. Sagittarius, I know that sometimes it's difficult to use certain colors, to color in certain lines. I'm hearing that with the Death card. I am hearing, do you have faith in heaven? In helium, I'm hearing in the balloon. Do you believe that there is more to you? Sagittarius. I'm hearing it in this way. Who you are being in this moment is not all who you can be, who you have come here to become. It's scary sometimes, right? To feel like you need to jump from the rope that you've been holding on to, okay, making your journey with until this point. It's really freaky, right? Imagine that. But it is also the point of the inception of the dream and the awakening from it. You got the Magician in reverse, Sagittarius, and the Death card upright. It leads you out. You're learning about yourself in this process, and we don't have all the answers, right? That's the point. To look at the journey as that, as something that we look forward to jumping, right, into, to taking the jump with, right? We can look at it as, wow, that's scary, or wow, how freeing. To be able to find life in the alleviation of the pressure that holds me to the space that I feel defines me. Sagittarius, it's scary, I know. But you know what? Here's the thing. You're not just someone. Remember that. You're not just one person. You're not just someone in this world. You're everyone. You're everything that you create. It's not what you've done that defines you, Sagittarius. It's what you see, what you continue to see eternally through the kaleidoscope. But remember again, it will be only what you see until you see yourself as more than what you see in that space, and more so what it is that you believe in. And in that moment that you believe, Sagittarius, you let go of what you think. You belong to the space of creation of. Nothing defines Sagittarius. Remember that. I don't care what it is. I don't care what you've created. I don't care if you're super successful, or if you're someone who people acknowledge as being a certain type of person. It's not someone who you are. You're not one person, Sagittarius. You are your whole. process of living you. And it's where you take yourself. That's an eternal playground, right? Where is it that we get too serious about what it is that we feel is our story, right? If the story becomes so serious, it's not a story anymore. It's not something that perhaps we feel. We can kind of discover ourselves through the space of. And if you feel like something's kind of lost, okay, enchantment for you, where I'm seeing it's not on a level where it's like, well, okay, I'm openly communicating this. This is something on a level that is perhaps is layers deep, and you acknowledge it perhaps on some psychedelic level. I'm hearing, especially during certain times when maybe you are even under the influence. I'm not sure what that's alluding to. Take it as you will. Maybe in a state of heavy meditation. For a number of you, fasting. There are things that you come to realize, like, that really actually don't define you. And it may have to do with your self-talk as well here for a number of you Sagittarius, where you realize, you know what? I'm not really that person also that people tell me I am. And I'm seeing someone who's like super famous. It's interesting. And they're told that they are a star. Truly. One second, let me get a tissue. Sagittarius, one moment. Actually, here. I have a tissue. Well, let's get a clean tissue. Now, for a number of you having a real honest talk here. Be it with yourself, be it with another, but maybe even, again, in a state of like deep hypnosis or meditation. This is for a number of you. But anywho, see someone who's famous, real famous, and they're told that they're taller. I'm hearing than they really see themselves out as. Maybe for a number of you, someone or a number of people or a community has actually communicated approval in some way of a certain talent, and maybe someone routinely, like, they tell themselves like, I'm not actually that tall. I'm hearing that. I don't know what that's alluding to. Maybe someone feels like, well, I haven't reached my potential. I'm hearing that as well. And for a number of reasons, this has to do with publicity and appreciating. I'm hearing also the sense of approval. I'm hearing it again, or even the sense of appreciation that others show. Maybe someone has trouble accepting compliments. I'm hearing that specifically, like, right off the bat. Death card here in the High Priestess. Especially someone who has a lot of Scorpio. Maybe someone just also feels very private in some way. Okay, that might be a focus. But for a number of you, I'm hearing also when it comes to promoting their image in a public way. Now, for a number of you, I'm also seeing that, again, I'm seeing like somebody who is rather in the public eye, and they do have a very public sort of publicized space through which they carry perhaps even a very private story out. And I'm seeing that in some way they are projected. I'm seeing like, and this might be how they feel it, on like this big screen, okay, of their so-called personality. I'm hearing as well, like, and maybe, they look at that image and they're like, well, that's like technically real. I'm hearing as well from my audience, but it's not really the full story. And for a number of you, I'm hearing you also feel like, well, it's also not the gate that I move through in moving towards my potential. I'm hearing my greatest potential, and I know that, and I realize that, and if I just keep looking at myself in this way, I will never find, I'm hearing, my greatness that I know in my mind's eye I see myself in. And if I told myself or others that this was my story, very interesting, myself and others, I'm hearing I and they would not believe me. To say it this way that, there is something that you have potential for, Sagittarius, but that you doubt. I'm hearing that specifically. That you feel like, like, no one would, like, I'm seeing again somebody who's super famous, and they're like a singer, for example, okay, and they're really good at whatever they do. They could be, it's all perspective, right? And they feel like, well, you know what, I'm really good at this, or whatever. And there are a number of people, new groups of people who really, they I'm hearing they completely, I'm hearing they change the subject whenever there is, like, if someone says, oh, I don't know if I'm, like, really, you know, am I really that good? Like, they change the subject. Like, there's no competition. I don't know what that's about. But anyways, like, maybe someone is sort of even appreciated, okay, as, someone, I'm hearing significantly in some space, and it may be related even to teaching. I'm not sure. Anywho, now they're applauded anyways, and then I'm seeing, like, this person, okay, looks at this community and is like, okay, well, if I told them that I actually feel like my real potential lies in this other part of the world, I'm hearing as well, and it may actually have to do with a move, okay, they would look at me like I've lost my freaking mind. Okay, like, for a number of you, this is someone who feels like they could even, again, it's like maybe even a little bit, it's always a matter of perspective, but maybe someone feels like ideologically it will turn a lot of heads. It's a little ironic, okay, for someone who's in the limelight to want to completely go off the grid. I'm hearing completely off the map. I'm hearing I'm hearing Madrid. I'm hearing also the Maldives Islands. I don't know what that's linked to. And, like, make also, like, a headshot out of that announcement. I don't know what that's linked to. Like, someone feels like it's totally, I'm hearing technically certified, I'm hearing reality show material. I'm hearing as well, I don't know, maybe it's like, well, let's backtrack. I'm hearing someone feels like they could actually be, like, completely, I'm hearing, like, replaced in a heartbeat. I don't know what that's about, but for a number of you, someone feels like it's certified. It is crazy. Like, someone feels like they would call me crazy if I told them that that's what I wanted to do. But what reality show is real for you, right? If, let's say, there are parameters to a certain so-called reality, is that really reality? I'm hearing that specifically. Is this really my life? If I feel like I cannot live, I'm here outside the lines of it. If my life has been defined in any way, is that real? Is that realistic? I'm hearing as well. Let's clear that. Somebody perhaps feels like there's a focus on the community that actually really inhibits them from living their truth. I hate to say it in that way. It may have to do with conventions. And somebody is actually on the verge of releasing this so-called romantic poem that they think they've written. I'm hearing as well to themselves. I don't know what that's about. Like, maybe someone was idealizing some kind of lifestyle that they realize actually shakes them out of the cage. I'm hearing of the community itself. I don't know what they realize, like, something's not like, let's say in this way. For a number of you, somebody maybe even is a performer, and they realize that they are performing something, but only in a certain way that does not allow them to actually live in the way that they wish to after the performance is done. I'm hearing that as well. Now, maybe for a number of you, someone feels like the lifestyle component to the life they lead doesn't actually let them live. I'm hearing to their potential. Maybe for a reason, a contract that is involved that actually, as someone may feel it, constricts the true respiration, I'm hearing, of creative potential. Okay, like, when it comes to creating what someone really wants, they feel like maybe within the gated community, I'm hearing that as well, there is, like, a limit or a height to so-called greatness, like, and it maybe is a space that actually is defined, and someone feels like very much uncomfortable. They're like, why would that be? Okay, why would it, let me get this clear. I'm hearing that specifically. Why would it be that someone in the community, that someone would be considered also more creative than another? Why are we defining creativity? I'm hearing that specifically, Scorpio. I'm hearing Scorpio. Now, somebody, this could be with you, where you feel like, you know, I've kind of, like, told myself, like, I do want to create that, but I feel like I can't until I'm actually, like, I've created that. That's kind of interesting, Sagittarius, because it's almost as if it's like you've created, or someone has created, some sort of scale of, like, appropriate. I'm hearing appropriating creativity, like, in certain ways, where they're like, well, I can't really, like, what if I wanted to create that, and maybe this is what has been for quite some time, I would need first to, like, create that, and then I would be able to create. So it's like, but what? So for a number of you, someone feels like they need approval, even by a community, to be able to promote something or present some message. Like, well, I can't, like, you know, beat history until I've done enough time. Like, I don't know what that's alluding to, but maybe someone feels like they need to even, like, please some community. Let's jump into the pick a card stack, Sagittarius. Okay, wow, it was a long-winded reading here. Oh my. Let me just... somebody is actually also perhaps they're about to reveal something and they know that it's gonna really shake up. Okay, a few I'm hearing little short tales that were told out. I don't know what it could mean to themselves. Let's pull the cards. Scorpio. I'm hearing Scorpio. Scorpio's dying to communicate. I'm hearing that as well. 8 of Pentacles coming through. You're in the first stack. Son of Swords. There's 3 stacks. 3 stacks. If you feel guided to watch more than one, feel free. Okay, I'm hearing Taurus. I'm hearing Virginia. In the second stack, I'm hearing Virgo. And I'm hearing as well Aquarius in the third. 5 of Pentacles. You got big stacks here, Sagittarius. Oh my. 8 of Pentacles, Son of Swords. For you have like this feeling of like a mission, even a duty. Like you feel like something has to be done. I'm hearing it needs to be done fast again. I'm hearing, and that way here comes again the Sun. With the 9 of Cups, the Ace of Swords, and the 4 of Wands. For you're sure of this. You're very clear on this, and you know it's just a matter of when I show up and when I do what I feel I should. 10 of Swords in reverse. The Hangman upright. Something's been going in circles, cycles. I'm hearing even when it comes down to talking. The World in reverse, the Emperor in reverse, the Sun upright, and the Hermit in reverse. There is a focus here on the archetype of Virgo. For a number of you, it's a test that you feel you need to take. It has to do with a higher version of yourself. For it has to do with activation. You feel like you're about to move on to the next leg of your journey. I'm hearing it's a big step and stage that's taken. Is a little intimidating. All right. There's perhaps even a little bit of a feeling of like needing to address something in a serious manner that maybe as you feel it, it's like, well, this is not normally how I address things. And so it's kind of throwing me off. Maybe for a number of you feel like there's something that it's like, it's kind of serious. Again, I'm hearing that way. And it requires, I'm hearing a serious tone as well. Like, I don't know what, maybe for the Sagittarius, you're like, I'm usually not really good at like holding my tongue. And I feel like in a case like this, I would really, well, not that I'm not good at holding my tongue, but I'm not really used to representing. Okay, I'm hearing the reality here. Okay, so what's that about? Sagittarius, maybe there is some aspect even of your personality, of your being, that you feel like, holy shoot, I don't really feel like I belong here, and that would require me to communicate that. For a number of you, this is something related to even your character, that you feel your personality. Again, I'm hearing even your community, or you're like, look, I can't hold my tongue about this anymore. I'm hearing as well, I can't hold off on this. I'm hearing as well, it has to do with, I'm hearing the concept also of home. I'm hearing that with the Hanged Man and the Hermit. For a number of you, I'm hearing it has to do with children. And it's something that maybe even you feel you're planning for, but planning is not enough. I'm hearing it is a matter of leadership and direction, taking on the leadership and moving in the direction that you do feel, you have feeling for. And sometimes that's what guides us through it, right? Again, we cannot prove that the steps that we take actually do lead anywhere at the end of the day. Yes, we can, at the end of the day, invest in a space and say, well, hey, that didn't solve any equation, but at least we have actually talked. I'm hearing more than about. I'm hearing the vision and actually moved in a space of appreciating. I'm hearing our ourselves as the story itself that unfolds. So in other words, it's like, you know what, even if I do, you know what, face my fears, I'm here as well, or face this portrait that I paint, like, you know, do you have a fear of, somebody has a fear of being creative, right? It's like, so what? I'm still me through the whole process, right? Like, what I create, again, doesn't define me on either end of the spectrum, be it in terms of what I create tomorrow, be it in terms of what it is that I even have created in the past. Interesting. Okay. Or what I create in the present, like I will never be, right? Like the discovery. I will always be discovering, wow, the door. I'm hearing the doorway that develops, the pathway that develops. It's like a very deep, oh my goodness, like for a number of you, 1 second. You realize that your work is like about to break some sort of convention, even like bleed outside the lines of what you feel like belongs in that industry as well. And you know that the balloon has the potential to pop. You know that it's not something that is actually like perfect in plan, and it can't be. And you know that in a certain way, Sagittarius, again, to say in the way that you know that nothing is a promise as well, even tomorrow, right? And if we don't take the chance today to talk about what we want to see tomorrow, I'm hearing as well, in a way that takes talking to turning our head in that direction. I'm hearing specifically, it will be, I'm hearing nothing but a missile that we mention. I'm hearing, but that we don't really make. I'm hearing a promise to wait. I'm hearing to see out. 1 second. Well, to work out. I'm hearing as well. So for no reason to do with actually addressing also a certain space that you feel you are really curious about. I'm here. Well, you're connected to. Yeah, you feel very connected to this space, whatever this is. And you could be dealing with a Pisces or even a Virgo or even a Leo or an Aquarius. A lot of signs can be through Taurus as well. Now, I'm hearing teal. Okay, so take home message. All right, I'm hearing that as well with the Hermit, Sun, and the Hangman. For a number of you, there's something that, it's funny, I'm hearing timber. Like, it is a talk, perhaps even a topic, or a conversation that you feel like, again, it's like, well, it can fall. It can so-called fail, but who's to even say that there is such a thing as failing, right? To step into this space and say, well, we create the space, and we acknowledge that. We know that this is something that we create. If we were to immediately, I'm hearing, judge it by way of it either falls and it fails, or it ascends, okay, and it lives on, would be unfair, right? To the space in which we open this space to begin with, to say that it is creation. Because creation, right? What does that mean? It means that it not yet is. So how can we say based on what has been, what it can be? Okay, even in terms of like a success or not. So in other words, it's like, it's interesting, right? Who's to say that what we create is either something that we put on the shelf or we don't? To say it in this way, if let's say we produce even a product, who's to say that it's perfect enough or it's not? Based even on our projection of expectation. I know it's a bit abstract for nobody, perhaps Sagittarius, but to say it in this way, what your vision is, in other words, Sagittarius, what your vision is of the sort of ideal of the space, the perfection of the space. When you look at this dream and you say, let's say you have a dream of something, you're like, you look at this dream and you're like, this is how I see it. I see it being perfect in this way. Okay. At the end of the day, right? Maybe it's not the day through which you see the perfection of it. Maybe it's actually the night. Maybe it's through the challenges also that you face where you find that it wasn't all that you expected it to be, that actually is the perfection of it for you. Don't judge the door. I'm hearing that you move through as your potential. I'm hearing that as well. So even if, let's say, for a number of you, right, you start a new job, I'm hearing this as well, and you look at it and you're like, you know, it's just not perfect enough. I'm hearing as well, it's just not everything that I even planned or whatever it may be. Okay, Sagittarius, like, even if it's something that you feel is like, let's clear the energy, okay? Like, maybe for a number you feel like, well, it's just not perfect enough, whatever it may be, related to also perhaps other expectations of others, perhaps even in this space. Community, I'm hearing as well. I'm hearing children as well. I'm hearing expectations. It could be a lot of pressure, whatever it may be. Expectations. You know, who's to say that little step doesn't lead to a leap for the frog? I'm hearing on the pond, okay, of finding what is actually perfect. We can look at it, in other words, we can look at a space and say, I think that's perfect. I think that's the one. I think that's the one that I want. Okay, well, in the end, all right, maybe, okay, you know, the princess decides that the prince is not really perfect, I'm hearing, after all. I don't know what that's alluding to, but, you know, who's to say that because the princess is the princess, the prince is the prince, that they're the ones actually also for each other? Who's to say that the princess actually needs to be, right, made for the prince, or for her own, I'm hearing, character as that? I don't know what that's about, Sagittarius, but maybe someone feels like, you know, they don't want to have to, like, define themselves by the character role as well that has been created by way of a certain community. Now let's backtrack. For a number of you, maybe this is something that you feel like, well, I should like that, or I feel like I would like that, and there is some sort of element of the environment that somehow makes that complicated. And in other words, it's like, well, how will we ever know that that was actually true, okay, if we don't actually try? I'm here to just see how we feel even with it. I'm here to, if we even just see how the story can, how we see ourselves in that space, you know, even experimentally. So maybe for a number of you, there's something that you feel, it's like, yeah, you admit, again, I'm hearing this specifically, you know it's a journey. You know that it's not about knowing, having the final answer, but it's just a matter of the jump. It's perhaps just a matter of, okay, I'm hearing the jurisdiction, I'm hearing that as well. For no reason, there's something that maybe even, like, legally, you know, like, well, I need to address it in this way. Maybe it's just a formalization of it all that makes it kind of freaky. I'm hearing that. It's just a perceptive thing, perhaps, for a number of you. And for another number of you, there's something that you feel is, it's just a little test. I'm hearing that as well. Maybe you feel like it's something that it's like, well, okay, very interesting. I'm hearing, I know that one way or another, I will have an answer, and that's what freaks me out. It's not like whether or not it's true or not. It's not like whether or not this is the right one or not. I know that maybe I do pursue this space and whatever it is, but I'm just wondering, like, what their feedback will be. Well, maybe for a number of you, okay, someone is really interested in a certain space, but they're like, well, I know that they're going to give me feedback, and I know that I can't control that. It's just the fact that there will be feedback that makes me a little freaked out. So, but at the end of the day, right, even if, let's say, in the end, it's like, well, maybe you feel like, you know, maybe there was feedback, but in the end, it might actually bring something to fruition that wasn't actually focused on in the beginning. Like, maybe whatever that feedback is actually brings you to learn more about what it is that you really do feel. Okay, let's move into the second stack. 2 wands upright. I'm hearing we are realizing something. 6 of swords upright. It's impulse at this point, and impulse doesn't lie. 10 of cups coming through in reverse, mirroring the 2 of wands upright. Somebody really actually realizes that there's a lot more here, okay, than they may let on. The lovers and the father of swords. For no reason, somebody realizes that they actually have not really been relating to whatever the space is in a way that they have now realized is entirely authentic. To say that maybe someone feels like there's a lot more to the story, even, again, it can be by way of their own expectation, not be what somebody else feels, but they're like, well, according to my own expectation that I set up for myself, I haven't really revealed everything that is real for me. For another reason, this is a creative project that you feel you have not yet come full circle with, and that's maybe a little bit frustrating for you and you. Okay, you're like, well, with myself, I just know that I could read and write a whole lot faster than that. For another reason, you took a test, and it wasn't really like the best, you know, score that maybe you feel you could have gotten. I'm hearing that as well. For a number of you, it has to do with reading and writing, maybe even speaking. I'm hearing oral presentation, I'm hearing as well. So maybe for a number of you, I'm hearing it was fidgeting, you got a little nervous, whatever it may have been. For a number of you, it has to do with you letting someone know. I'm hearing legally about how you feel. I don't know what that's about. For a number of you, it's something legal that you're also taking on, carrying out, that you feel like something was left out a little bit, or you feel like something you're not able to, like, really completely let something go, or let something be known. Somebody has trouble as well, let's clear that. They're translating something. They want to communicate something, but they feel like they're having a little bit of a tough time when it comes to talking about. I'm hearing the test score. I'm hearing tension. For no reason, this is maybe even something that you're learning about, and you feel like you're trying to grapple with the subject, but it's like, I'm hearing it's a bit, hold on. It's a bit heavy. Okay, because for a number of you, there might be a storyline here that's real, like, it moves through a few heaps and hoops of hopes that were, I'm hearing that were turned to tears. I don't know why that, like, maybe someone's like, I need to talk about my story here. And maybe for a number of you, this is actually something I'm hearing, helium in the gas in the balloon. Maybe for a number of you, you're like talking to someone about something. I'm hearing even on TV, and you're like, I don't know if I'm ready to represent this space in a public way, or in a way where I would be the one presenting it. So maybe for a number of you, this is a matter of also perhaps revelation. It has to do with your authenticity here. I'm hearing of characters, you might feel it, no judgment. Maybe this is perceptive. Something that you feel, okay, like, and on one hand you're like, well, I want it to be authentic and real, but then on the other hand I'm like, well, if that is the case, I'm gonna be really creating a few more TV shows. I don't know what, like, you feel like there's drama that could perhaps, I'm hearing relapse with the Ten of Cups and the Two of Wands and the Lovers in reverse. Like, there's something that maybe even you feel like there will be a lot of, like, follow-up to that, a lot of feedback. Okay, for a number of you, it's like it is a matter of the community, the community conversation that follows, that is perhaps a little bit of what feels to be like the problem, but there's no problem, Sagittarius. I'm hearing that specifically. It's all perceptive. I'm hearing that specifically. And you realize that. You're like, I know that it's not me versus, you know, the tension that I feel. It's just how I tangle. I'm hearing myself in it. I'm hearing as the witness. I don't know what. That's only two. Ten of Cups, Reverse, Two of Wands, a bright, Six of Swords, a bright. Somebody feels like they need to come out with something, even reveal something, and they feel like it's too real for them, or they feel like they're gonna get real emotional real fast. Sorry, Sagittarius. Talk about coughing it up. This came through in the Pisces reading as well. Was it Pisces? Yeah. Even Capricorn. Yeah, so for a number of you, I'm hearing I'm taller, I'm better. I don't know what. Anyway, so for a number of you, this is something that you're even reviewing something, and it's maybe even like a document of some kind, and you're like possibly a little bit, you're a little bit, I don't want to say you're troubled by the topic, but it's something that perhaps you're just, I'm hearing 10s, 09, I'm hearing 9 o'clock, I'm hearing, I don't know what that's alluding to, but for a number of you, it's something that you're really, you're touching upon, okay, a sore spot here, perhaps a little bit, and you know that, again, it's not going to be really, revealed, I'm hearing, in a way that is like going to be realistic, unless you realistically, I'm hearing, represent it, and that may require, I'm hearing, or that may be revealing, I'm hearing aspects of your character perhaps, or someone's character, or someone's conversation, I'm hearing, with their personal God that is actually not really clear from the outside. I don't know what that's going to do. Let's clear that. Pressure in the heart chakra. Somebody's questioning. They're like, will they accept me after it is that I confess this? I'm hearing that as well. Somebody, perhaps they fear that there will now be like a different way that somebody even perceives of them after it is that they would reveal this. For a number of you, that could be taken perceived in a number of ways, but somebody feels like, again, like, I'm not ready. But is it a matter of ready? I'm hearing, are you ever ready to be real? Right? It's to say in this way, no, right? I'm seeing, well, take as well, but somebody feels like there's something that they want to talk about. They want to talk about it. They want to reveal it. But It's not that they don't want to reveal it, but it's a matter of what they realize, even perhaps they really do want in that moment, that makes them reveal it cautiously. I don't know what that's about. This has to do with, I'm hearing realize with the Father of Swords in reverse. I'm not sure what that's alluding to. Realize? Okay. I'm hearing I'm innocent. I'm hearing that with the Father of Swords in reverse, Lovers in reverse, Six of Swords upright, Two of Wands upright, Ten of Cups in reverse. So somebody is maybe they are actually like, they feel like they're accused of something that's actually not true. I'm seeing someone actually like they stand up to a podium and they're like, look, I'm not the person you're looking for. I'm hearing that specifically. I'm hearing I took them home every night, like they took my kids to lunch, like I don't know what that's about, but somebody is talking, even perhaps they feel like they're talking about something that is simple, but like it can kind of complicate, okay, the way that the colors look on the portrait. They're like, I don't want to complicate things, like, but let's clear that. So somebody, listen, let's go back to that. They want to talk about, somebody wants to talk about something, all right? But I'm hearing Levi, I'm hearing also Levi Strauss. They're like, but I don't want to, like, on one hand, I want to be real. I don't want to have to leave anything out. I'm hearing that as well. But if that is the case, then I need to be really, really ready to face and feel everything that I really do see and that I really did see. I'm hearing as well in myself when I portray that image. So for a number of you, this has to do with someone revealing also their motives, even their history. And it might be for a number of you, their past, even with their family, their emotional experiences, or in some way their sensitivities. All right, let's move. Well, yeah, their fears, actually. So for a number of you, it has to do with maybe even their character, the behavioral sort of perhaps there's some sort of cycle of or pattern of behavior that they feel they are to confront in some way or to clarify, clear the air with even. Moon in reverse coming through in the third stack. Dear Sagittarius, Moon in reverse, the Empress in reverse. For a number of you, perhaps you've met someone and it's like you want to communicate about this even. Eight of Wands in reverse, Five of Cups in reverse, Justice in reverse. I'm hearing Ray, Rich. I'm hearing Rich, Richmond. I'm hearing Children with Children. Three of Pentacles upright. Someone feels perhaps like they're like, well, will they have a tough time relating to my reality? I'm hearing as well. Strength card upright at the base of the High Priestess and the Temperance card in reverse. I'm hearing raise your glass and toast. Cheers. So for a number of you, there's actually like a celebration happening. I'm hearing that as well. Maybe this is actually a really public event and someone's like, okay, here it goes. I'm about to like totally change how everyone sees me. I'm hearing that as well. Or how everyone sees, like, I'm feeling like butterflies that ascend from the stomach up into the heart. I don't know what that's alluding to, heart chakra, heart space. Feeling heat on the ears, specifically the left. Maybe someone even like, I'm seeing like kisses or like grab someone's ear. I don't know what that's alluding to. Now, I'm seeing someone even in a room and they're like standing somewhere and they feel someone like they're standing next to their ear. I don't know what that's alluding to. They're like, they're gonna give me hell after this. I don't know what that's alluding to. But anyhow, for a number of you, someone feels like, well, it's better to be honest, okay? I'm hearing that as well. And it might be someone, you know, with themselves or like an aspect of their being. They're like, well, I know that I will, but I won't want to, or that I want to, or but that I won't. I don't know what that's about. Like maybe someone knows like they have this. Maybe for a number of you, someone know they feel very strongly about something here. They want to communicate it. It could be a proposal for a number of you. or formally addressing what it is that they, or appreciating what it is that they feel quite strongly about. But they know that they have this tendency perhaps to kind of like talk themselves out of that space. Now, no judgment, okay? But, when is it to say that that space actually exists? And what is that space? And where is it actually? Where does it reside? So to say that, well, there's an opportunity and I feel like I miss it, what does that really mean? Is it that there really was an opportunity? Or is it something that you, first of all, I'm hearing you talked of as an opportunity, and then you talked yourself out of that so-called space of opportunity. I'm not sure what I'm hearing through. I don't know what so that's alluding to, but maybe for a number of you, it's like something that you feel is like, well, to say in this way, like there's tension, and then perhaps it's perceptive. You feel like, well, I got to do something with the tension. Okay, like I want to talk about it, but I cannot be tepid. Okay, so for a number of you, it's a way, let's clear that. Let's backtrack. It's the way you feel, okay? You need to talk about something that you feel. It's just like, I'm seeing someone who let's say it this way rather. Someone paces into a room and then they pace back. They pace in, they pace out. They're like, I'm here, I'm ready to do it. Maybe they keep repetitively, it's something cyclical, they keep meeting up with someone as well. They're like, that's it, I gotta do it. Gotta do it now, gotta do it now, gotta do it now. And then it's like every time, and for another, this may be serendipitous, like, may not be planned. They feel like, I keep bumping into this person and I never brand. I'm hearing my identity in this space. Like I never introduce myself, maybe for a number of you, or I never feel like I do. Maybe again, for a number of you, it's not really, you meet this person, you introduce yourself, but you felt like, I'm seeing one person who steps away from that space and turns around and feels like they tell themselves even, they're like, you didn't tell them what you needed to tell them. You didn't tell them what you really felt. Sagittarius? Okay. It may not be you. It could be the energy of another, whatever. It could be you with you, or whatever. It could be another with themselves. All right, take it as you will, pledge as written as you do. So we definitely go with an Aries. Okay. I'm hearing that song. Like something like Amphibians? I don't know. What's that song? With the Empress marrying the Five of Cups? Someone feels they feel it's tragic. Like, they feel like they've lost out on some kind of opportunity. They feel like, I never take the bull by the horns when I frickin' see her. I'm hearing that specifically with the Empress and the Moon. They feel like something is just like, they lose. They lose the chance, like, every time they get it. But it's funny because what is considered, again, the chance or the opportunity to talk about something, right? If you need to talk, you just talk, right? I'm hearing that. I feel a little bit of pressure on the kidneys on the right side. Kidneys. Okay. For a number of you, there's something where there is a matter of vulnerability here at play. Somebody feels like, I'm not my best. I'm not at my best. I'm not able to show my best. Okay. So they keep turning down the topic. So for a number of you, this is a libido thing, maybe. For a number of you, it has to do with the heat and the passion. They feel like they want to perform, but they feel like they're also not able to. They feel like a wet dog. I'm hearing that as well. I don't know. Like they're like telling them that like, my tail's wet. I can't wag it. Like, but what? Dogs with wet tails, they still wag their tails, right? I don't know what that's about. Someone feels like it's a circumstance. It's like, yes, okay. It's raining. It's still romantic, though. It can be seen as romantic. It's all perspective, right? Is there a rule that says rain is romantic? No. But you can see it in that way, right? Or you could run. You could run away from the rain and say, I don't want to really ever remember this day again. But because I didn't really take it on, I'm hearing as something that I would remember as the moment in which I wrote. I'm hearing my reality out as my truth. Wow. So somebody wants to reveal something big time, no question. They're like, and the thing is what's interesting, Sagittarius, is that they really want it. Okay. If this was something where it's like, I kind of want, I would, it would be like, all right, Sagittarius, you got some performance anxiety. No. This is like it's the level and the degree to which somebody wants this so badly. Okay. They only feel real in the moment in which they really recognize it. I don't know what it is. Sagittarius, but whatever this truth is, okay, when there is that point of reflection, that's when they actually can really see themselves. So in some way it's like, oh my goodness, if I come out and I reveal this, then what will I really be seen as? Well, that's so ironic, because they really see themselves in a realistic way if they were to come out and reveal whatever this is, which that's what may be felt. No judgment, not saying that that is the case or that it's not, but maybe that's how someone kind of like, they come to this point of recognizing like, I can only really reach my potential if I am real. If I am real, it means revealing this. So why would I have any fear of what it is that I reveal? Right? Okay, because there's only one way, right? To feel also like I'm being real. So if I fear criticism for being real, then why would I fear that criticism? Okay, like, why would I fear criticism? Okay, so if the only thing I really want to be is real. So what this comes down to, Sagittarius, is what you want. Everybody in the world, right, and beyond, take it as you will have their guesswork, I'm hearing as well, of where life leads, of what the right move is to be made as well. Everybody has their opinion, everybody has their chance, I'm hearing as well, to take on certain opportunities. What's real for you, Sagittarius, right here, right now? And does time exist in relation to manifesting the reality of that dream that you see, that only you see? This is something that only you see, Sagittarius. No one else is going to come forward and take you by the hand and tell you to talk to them, I'm hearing as well. Nobody's going to come up to you and push you on the stage and, slam. I'm hearing slam the spotlight in your face. I don't know what that's going to do. And say, hey, it's your turn. I'm hearing Solomon. I don't know what that's going to do. I'm hearing to talk. Justice upright. Five of Cups upright. The Eight of Wands upright. I'm hearing the journey is to be made. And again, we don't have a perfect outcome that we've sort of processed here through. It is, in a certain way, a predictable unpredictability. It's just a matter of making peace with that moment in which we acknowledge that. It's the moment in which we tell ourselves that the time taken to define our love does not really define it at all. Let me say it this way, Sagittarius, if I love what I love, and I pursue simply that feeling of love, wherever it does lead, could it be that at the end of that journey, we could actually be lost? If we follow, in other words, Sagittarius, let me say it in this way, if we follow what it is that we feel we live truth through, the feeling space of, can we truly feel like we've lost ourselves, that we've moved further from ourselves in that process of communicating with our higher self? I'm hearing that as well. So for a number of you, okay, I'm seeing that you love something and you know that this can be the energy of another as well. And if that is the case, Sagittarius, they're coming through real strongly in a reading. Especially if you're dealing with a Scorpio who's got a lot of Taurus. I'm hearing Virgo and Libra in their chart, especially Libra. I'm hearing they left you right where they stood standing themselves. I'm hearing looking for you. I'm hearing in their eyes, in their own eyes. I don't know what that's like. I'm seeing someone like they left you, but then they're still standing there. I don't know what that's about, but they're looking at where they left you. I don't know what. Like, they cannot forget something as well. And they feel like it's weird because something is out of balance, but it is in balance. When I'm hearing it's a brotherly love. I'm hearing brotherly kind of love. I'm hearing Clint Eastwood. I don't know whether I'm hearing Clint with the Justice card upright. I'm hearing Daffy Duck. I'm hearing Jaffe. I'm hearing Journey, Daffy Duck. I'm hearing as well Daphne Duck, Daffy Duck. Okay, anyways, Justice upright. So somebody feels like, look, it's a joke until I make it real. I'm hearing that as well. Like this could all be metaphor. Well, okay, but somebody feels like in terms of communication, maybe they left something way open ended, and they're like, yeah, I don't want I don't want to leave them like hanging like that, okay? I made them feel like I was a joke to them. I'm hearing that as well. And this person feels truly like they didn't leave you hanging, they left themselves hanging where they wanted to actually love you as them. So that's weird. They felt like they were looking at you, and then when you left that space because they left you hanging in it, they were left looking at themselves, I'm hearing, as the ember of the light that they choose. I'm hearing that they chose to let go of. Sagittarius, you're a memory to them, and that is a ghost that they fear. I'm not sure whether they're like, I don't want to let this just be, okay? An image, a figment of my imagination. They're actually at that point, Sagittarius, where they feel like it's a figment of their imagination. And they're getting farther and farther, and this might be what came through in the beginning of where it's like they get farther, they feel like they're getting farther and farther away. It's like someone on a boat, and they're just like, the tide keeps taking them further and further, and they're like, the talk is becoming too tricky now. I'm hearing that. Like, they feel like something that is so simple is now like there's all of this also formality around it, like, maybe that's what they're building up in their mind's eye, where they're like, there's so much that I would talk about now at this point. It's like just a snowball. It just keeps snowballing. And nobody is gonna tell me when to, okay, stop it from rolling. No one! Not even the snowman! Snowman is just gonna be like, hello, Skipper. I'm hearing Skipper. I'm hearing care to jump. Like, you'll get these little signs every now and then. The universe will point you in certain directions, Sagittarius, or whoever might be watching, okay, or thinking about calling you up. I'm hearing that as well. You'll get these little signs, little nudges every now and then, but the road will not repave itself to point you in the direction that you actually need to make the decision to move in, to directly address and take on, Sagittarius. And I say that with so much love. I really hope that you do feel that. This is not something that can be created. I'm hearing by way of just also calling up. I'm hearing the mystery that doesn't feel right. Okay, we got to also say it in that way. Maybe for a number of you, like, you found like some kind of like happy feet, I'm hearing, situation. I don't know what, like, I'm hearing instead of like going to the doctor, I'm hearing you go dancing. I don't know what. It's like, I know I need to stop getting drunk every night. I'm hearing that. I don't know what that's going to. For a number of you, something with your back. I'm hearing sciatica. I don't know what. God forbid. Hopefully not. For a number of you, though, it's like something that you feel like, I'm playing pretend. I'm hearing dancing with a stranger. Like, some of you go to the club. I'm hearing you clock in, you clock out. Maybe you're like a workaholic. You work a lot. You work at the club. I'm hearing as well. Like, you're not focused. I'm hearing on also maybe finding, perhaps, or opening the door to, I'm hearing Sherwood. I'm hearing Sherman Williams with the moon. I don't know what. There's some cycle, though, that maybe you feel like, I need to stop it, and only I can do that. No one's going to tell me not to show up at the club. They're willing to take my money. They're willing to talk to me. I'm hearing there as well. And I know that. Okay? It could be even your industry, Sagittarius. Like, no one's going to turn down, okay? Also, the table for you. I'm hearing that specifically. I'm seeing somebody like going to like a DJ club. I don't know what that is. Like, maybe this is your career. You're like, only I can talk myself out of this space. Period. People will pay you to show up there, I'm hearing as well. And doesn't that get tricky? The death card. This might not be, again, your own energy, it could be that of another. So anyways, what's confronted, okay, is your vision. Or that of another. Somebody feels that everything else is irrelevant, okay? The only thing that matters is actually the vision. Now, yes, okay, your vision can be envisioned by others as well. Others will have a vision of your vision. If you're, let's say, even like creating some sort of business, it's a startup, and you're promoting it, or you're trying to get funding for it, if you present it to a certain panel, let's say, and you say, well, this is my vision of my business, and where I see it going, whatever, they will have their own, okay, conversation about it, whatever. Everyone will have their opinion. But that's not, right, what either does your business in or not. remember that, Sagittarius. If, let's say, you have something that you're actually creating and you're carving out the foundation of whatever the space is, you're really calling it something now as well. And you're calling it, remember this as well, what you call it, okay? So, in other words, your business is not something that becomes something because other people take it and make it sort of bloom as a flower, right? It's not like that they water your idea with some sort of holy tincture that makes it something that then you have, you know, your talk, I'm hearing all settled out for, I'm hearing an appropriate to address. I don't know what, like, no. Maybe for a number of you feel like something is actually quite tense to talk about, but it's real for you, and so you feel like now is the time. Because now is the time as you feel it to talk about it. All right. So for a number of you, let's backtrack. Somebody feels like also something they feel like, well, if I were to present this, not everybody may get it, okay? And including perhaps this person that perhaps you feel a very strong connection with. Again, this could be the energy of another as they may feel it towards you. Like, well, would they really be willing also to talk about that with me? I'm hearing that specifically. They feel like teal. I'm hearing teal. Would they really also like get it, or would they misconstrue it or misunderstand it? They fear a misunderstanding of some kind, which again is irrelevant. Right? Because if you're representing what's real to you in the way that it is real to you, what else is there, right? To the reality of the situation. And if you're dealing with Scorpio, you know, that is kind of what they live for. They live for that sense of truth, and that might be burning them up, you know, the feeling of, well, this is not real, or the way that I'm addressing this is not real, or the way that I've represented this is somehow not real. You know, if that is the case and they've kind of taken their time with that, then maybe they feel like they really want to, okay, be real in this space, but then they may also at the same time feel or fear that there is some criticism, okay, that may be had, and but it's really not the focus, and they know that. It's somewhat of an illusion, actually. It's interesting. For a number of you, there is something that it's just a matter of formality. They feel like, well, could they actually communicate what they really feel? So maybe for a number of you, it's when it comes to communicating openly about the subject that, you know, they feel like, well, things can kind of be taken in a way that, you know, it's like, how do we make sure that the frog doesn't leap onto a certain pad? Okay, when we feed it this little tidbit, the little niblet, okay, I don't know what, maybe someone feels like, well, this will become something that, you know, can potentially be, you know, circulated even in a public way, and there, you know, there's a lot that can be remade of that. One second. So somebody is like feeling like something can also be recreated, and they're like, well, but it's just the imagery. Hold on, it's the process. It's the pros. Hold on, I'm hearing that with the death card and the Empress. So somebody wants something to be also like real. The way that they communicate something, they're like, well, I want this person perhaps to really feel it the way that I mean it, and they're like, I don't want it to come off like it was real because I wrote it. I don't know what that, like, they want something to be felt. And there is a question of language, possibly. They don't want someone to misunderstand, perhaps, like what they mean or the way that they mean it for themselves. So someone feels something very much intimately with themselves as it relates to a certain subject, and they're feeling like, well, if I were to really talk about that, would it also be interpreted in a way that I didn't intend for it to be? Okay, so this might be culturally or publicly. But what's interesting is it's their story. So that's just a personal story. Okay. Hold on. So inevitably there can be, I'm hearing an inverse to everything. Hold on. No. I'm hearing love. Love is just that. Love cannot be misconstrued. If someone loves someone, okay, and they express that cannot be mistaken for something else. I'm hearing that. Or misguided or misnamed as something else. I don't know what that's alluding to. What's really the point of friction here, even on a psychological level when it comes to revealing whatever this is actually the point of the reaction, which is not really relevant yet again. Okay, because what I'm seeing is that the point is to be real in this space, and whatever kind of reacts to that reality has it, you know, its own story. And don't we really kind of want to also know more what our reality means for others? Interesting. So for a number of you, it's like it's a matter of I'm hearing acknowledging, recognizing, formally addressing and recognizing what is felt. And that, for a number of you, like, it could be something that someone had a vision of, or they felt on an energetic, emotional level, spiritually, and they're like, oh my gosh, if I come out with this, like, are they gonna think I'm like a total, I'm hearing rupee? Hold on, I'm hearing Rupert. I don't know what that's alluding to. Like, are they gonna think I'm hearing I'm just facing them to I'm hearing to move forward. What? Okay, so somebody wants to, this is a long message here, Sagittarius, oh my. Somebody wants to reveal a character, even. I'm hearing formally addressed as. I don't know what that's about with the Death card, right? Three of Pentacles are right. They're like, there's a lot here. Okay, I'm hearing pain. I'm hearing image. I'm hearing also widow with the Five of Wands in reverse, Death card upright with the moon horizontally laid. Somebody has something that they even witnessed, and they're like really worried. Like, they're like, if I were to come out and like, well, okay, this could be even a past, or there's some background history to how someone created some space. It may even be like a performance, and like maybe there is a group of people who's like, or a person who, or has someone may expect it. They're like, well, I'm hearing Hassan. I don't know what that's going to do. Anyways, it's like, I feel like, you know, to show my true, well, the true colors. I'm hearing true colors, and that's why I love it. Like, to tell this person, like, why also I really, truly, I'm hearing love them, and I'm hearing see them as a part of my life is, like, for these reasons, and I have to be honest with that. I'm hearing I have to live up to my potential. Temperance in reverse, Death card upright, the moon horizontally laid, Three of Pentacles upright. This is something that I cannot negate. I cannot, like, again, like, say that this is my life and like leave that part out of it. So maybe someone feels like there's something, again, be it a little complicated or controversial, it's all perspective, that they feel like, well, it could be seen in a number of ways. So if I were to really reveal that, they could technically take that and run with it and write over it and, you know, read it out to another audience in another way, but whatever. I'm hearing that specifically, like, that's not what my responsibility is. I can't be responsible for how others, yep, big time, read through. I'm hearing also my writing. Wow. So for a number of you, there's something that, let's clear that. I'm hearing be careful about I'm hearing your content, your cover letter. I'm hearing your, okay, so I'm hearing your content. I'm hearing, hold on, the content for the silver lined letter. I don't know what that's linked to. I'm hearing covenant. Hold on, swing. I'm hearing that with the Death card in the moon. Let's clear that. Someone feels, look, they feel, I'm hearing Eddie, Edmund, Eddie with the moon and the Death card. Now, somebody feels like they've got a habit, or they're learning about something that they're like, well, I don't want to leave that out. Maybe, again, it's like an aspect of the personality. They're like, it would not be fair to not bring light, okay, to this facet. Hold on, to this face to this. So this is something that somebody maybe fears, even revealing about themselves. Again, I'm hearing that specifically. It could be an aspect. It could be a habit, again, that they have. It could be like even something emotional. It's some sort of emotional swing. I'm hearing that as well. It's like every so often, maybe they have this cycle. And let's clear that. So let's clear that. So for a number of you, again, let's clear that. So some of you perhaps feel like, or if someone feels like, sometimes they kind of hallucinate, like they get out of this, I'm hearing hermit mode. I don't know what that's about. Let's clear that again. So someone maybe feels like they hallucinate. Again, that's coming through. So someone has some kind of even, they feel like it is something that they fall into, or they fall to, they are subject to, as they may feel it. I'm hearing perplexing. Okay, it's some kind of even, it's a behavioral thing. Like it's an attitude. I'm hearing as well. Like they feel like it's a shift in behavior, and they feel like it's kind of tough to talk about because it's not something that has been aired before. This is for a select number of you. I'm hearing letter H. I'm hearing hermit. I'm hearing that specifically. Anyhow, for a number of you, it's something that someone feels like, but it is reality. Like they feel like they need to, they really need to address it. So let's say it in this way. Maybe someone's actually getting to know someone. I'm hearing Golsa. I don't know what that's going to do. They're like, yeah, I need to like, I'm hearing we are going to go golfing, but it's not just about the GoPro moment. I also need to tell everyone about my past. I'm hearing that as well. So maybe someone feels like they potentially can write off their whole ring finger. I'm hearing by representing, I'm hearing the romance, I'm hearing through the lens of this real depiction of their Rocky Horror moment that they sometimes ride out. I don't know what that's alluding to, but someone again maybe has like, they have this hysteria, they go through a hysterical but for a number of you, this has to do with opening up this space where sometimes you get to that point where it's like, well, I just have this feeling of like, it could be like, I'm hearing separation anxiety. Okay, so for a number of you, maybe like this came through in the Capricorn reading, big time. And I haven't done the Scorpio reading yet, but I do have a feeling that this will be perhaps, maybe a focus. Okay, maybe a focus. For a number of you, this is something that, again, someone may want to present, and they're kind of thinking, let's clear that. Now, somebody perhaps, it's a matter of opening, okay, the conversation. I'm hearing covenant with the devil. I said with the devil, wow. With the death card. For you, definitely devil, the Capricorn. The devil is associated with the archetype of Capricorn. Let's clear that. Somebody has something that they realize, like, they really don't need to say it's really like this. They're not obligated to mention this, but they feel like it's a shop that they couldn't keep open unless they held the door open. I'm hearing with this sign. Okay, so I'm hearing painted clearly. Maybe for a number of you, this is something that somebody actually wants to like make very clear. Like they want to delineate between something. They're like, you need to know that I'm actually I'm hearing I'm not problematic, but I am I'm hearing polar. I'm hearing there's something about polarity here. I'm hearing I have poles. I'm hearing poles that I move to every now and then with the moon and the death card. I'm hearing I am going to the doctor about that. I'm hearing that. I'm feeling pressure on the crown chakra on the right side. Somebody's communicating even to someone perhaps about this. For a number of you, though, this is a matter of the community. Now, someone has they have a they have something, they have a, okay, I'm hearing they have a, it's a, okay, it's a, well, let's clear this energy. They have a personality feature. Perhaps they speak instead of acting at times. I don't know what that's alluding to. Let's clear that. But for number review, it's like they use cues. They don't say things in direct ways. Like, this person may not come through and actually be like, hello, I'm on the opposite side of the pool today. Okay? It's like, this is maybe not the way that the distinction I'm hearing as well, like, becomes clear. I don't know what that's about, but maybe for a number of you, like, somebody has some sort of even playful way of disguising at times this type of dynamic. So perhaps to save others, I'm hearing also the embarrassment. I don't know what that's alluding to. No judgment, Sagittarius. Okay. But this might be how someone feels as well. They're like, well, I don't want to make a big scene here. I'm hearing that as well with the Moon, the Death card, and the Five of Cups. For a number of you, this is something that is actually a personal cycle that has moved through, that they're really hesitating. They're like, I don't really want to have to, like, cause trouble. I'm hearing that as well. For, like, other topics in the room that are unrelated, like, I don't know what that's alluding to, like, other topics I'm hearing teachers that might have to do with schooling. Let's clear that. Yeah, so for a number of you, I'm hearing clever tactic. I'm hearing leaving that out. Okay, I don't know what. Let's clear that. Sagittarius, let's clear that. Again, let's clear that. Sagittarius, I don't know what that's alluding to. Temperance in reverse, the Moon upright. I'm hearing timid. Someone is very timid. So they feel like, okay, I'm hearing, why don't you, okay, so somebody has an opportunity. They feel like it's their chance to be open. It's their chance to be honest. It's their chance to be open. I'm hearing that again. There is a little bit of a fear of friction when it comes to the definition of this space. So to say it in this way, maybe somebody feels like, oh, so they have a so-called clever way, perhaps, in which they define this space. They're like, well, I'm a little bit temperamental. Like, I don't know what, not necessarily that they call it that, but I don't know what, that's just coming through. Just channeling that. So, but they do not want to expose perhaps an otherwise, like, really lovely and loving, connection here. Like, they know that they have a very strong connection here, perhaps even with someone on a sentimental level, emotionally. But again, they're like, well, that's also not going to solve all our problems, including my own. And so I want to be realistic with what I feel I need to really relay and reveal to be totally realistic here. Because if it's me and you in this relationship, I have to really be me, right? And I expect you to be really you. So if you have things that you feel that you really feel, then, that's your responsibility. But it's also my responsibility to feel like and this may be how someone's talking to themselves even. Maybe they're role-playing something. They're, like, getting ready to, like, really rake the leaves in the garden. I'm seeing someone, like, on the front of a lawn, and they're, like, they got this, like, this rake that they're about to, like, here I go. They're, like, thinking, like, here it comes. This is when it happens. Like, this is when I'm gonna, like, rake the leaves, and then, the sun is gonna shine on the grass. I don't know what that's about. Let's clear that. I'm hearing Ravina. I'm hearing the big reveal. I don't know what that's about. So for a number of you, it has to do with your desk job. Someone's like, they're getting ready to totally, like, maybe even, like, replace someone. I don't know what that's about. They're getting ready to release something. Maybe even they're thinking about leaving their job. and like coming home, maybe moving in. They're thinking about moving back in home. I don't know what that's about. I'm hearing Resa, R-E-S-A. I'm hearing recently. I'm hearing here with the Death card. 5 of Cups. I almost said Daughter of Cups. Somebody feels like something is like kind of an illusion. It's like a rope that they can't hold on to. I don't know what, or they feel like they're losing touch with something here, and the only way to kind of reel it back in is to really be very clear with defining it. So Sagittarius, I'm not sure what that might be alluding to for a number of you, but maybe this could be all perceptive, where someone's like, I feel like I'm losing out on the opportunity because I haven't been honest here. And it could just be like in the space of their consciousness where they're like, I just feel like it's like weighing in on my consciousness, like I haven't actually communicated this, and I feel like I'm not really creating, if I'm not being honest with others about also how I'm creating this space. So for a number of you, there's something of a feeling of being transparent even. You know, it's like, again, it's like, well, it's not like I'm technically not honest. I'm hearing this as well with my audience. Like, maybe I'm seeing someone who's actually a performer. They perform whatever it is. But they feel like, you know what? My personality is not really what they see on stage. I'm hearing, that is a lion that is in the cage. When I go home, I'm hearing I'm free to roam. And that is the world that I actually want to show others. Wow. So for a number of you, it's pretty powerful, Sagittarius. You know that also you're really actually, you're feeling guided. This is for a number, you feel guided to go to a new stage. I'm hearing, once again, go home. I'm hearing as well. I'm hearing go also to a new level. I'm not sure what that's alluding to, but when it comes to leading, yes. Oh, big time. Okay, for no reason this has to do with leadership, Sagittarius. It's like, look, technically, I can ring around the rosy. I'm hearing also with this platform. I'm hearing that as well, like that I've built. For a number of you, there's something that maybe you've created is quite successful. But what you feel is it's your opportunity, and the space of honesty and revelation might be actually with yourself, where you're like, and these sort of spaces of extremity that you reach is like maybe even the feeling that there's something cyclical that you move through, and you realize like the stage is the stage. It will sort of rotate, but it won't realize the next level until I step onto it. So for a number of you, there's something that you really recognize. I'm hearing you only you really recognize, and to realize it only you recognize. That's the ticket. I'm hearing the sort of winning lotto moment as well for you, where you realize no one again is gonna really make the role real for me as I see it on the next stage. So for a number of you, it's something that is actually perhaps even unpredictable for you and others to a certain level, agree, but at the same time it's not, perhaps, because you realize that what the role is what you realize, and that is your potential, right? It's you. So you don't change necessarily, right, as your potential. It's just a matter of how you perceive it. It's a matter of how you present it. So let's say if you feel like something has a potential, it could be an opportunity, a project that you want to carry out. You know, if you do present it as that, as one with potential, that is what it presents, right? It presents. So I'm seeing this sort of feeling of, well, do I have any reason to sort of create the space? Technically, do I have any experience in the space? Maybe not. But I want to take a chance on it. Maybe this is someone who you're interested in, that you maybe, as you feel, perhaps it's like a so-called, you know, I'm jumping in, taking the dive to even introduce myself or present myself, or, you know, in this way, in whatever way. And maybe there is some sort of transformation there. You absolutely do feel guided here, or very connected with this person. Just split to the High Priestess with the Empress. Again, so you could be dealing with someone who feel very, again, strong emotional connection with energetic, spiritual. Could be a focus on the archetype of Pisces and as well Aries, but somebody's very much maybe even like they know they're interested in the space, but again, it's like I'm jumping in, I'm taking the so-called dive, and it's a matter of what I present, okay, what I'm doing in that space. All right, so it's a matter of perhaps your passion as well at the end of the day, Sagittarius, I'm hearing, and in the way that you are honest with depicting it. Okay, so let's clear that, and let's, right before we move into Scorpio read, for a number of you, there is something that I'm hearing you've been silent about, or someone has been silent about. They realize that there's a lot of potential if they were to communicate about whatever the space is. For a number of you, perhaps there is something that I'm hearing, it's a matter of living, I'm hearing as well, in the moment of the potential. Wow. So it's like, if I feel like this is potential and I am living in that feeling of the feeling that there is potential, then how can I live in anything but that? Wow. So for a number of you, it's a matter of like aligning with the present moment, okay, of also presenting whatever this is. So for a number of you, you feel like, okay, this could be you with you, where you're like, when I know what I feel, but when it comes to the point of presenting it, I feel like I fear losing touch with, losing grip with what it is that I really love. Wow. So for a number of you, it's like, it's funny because it's like, well, does my honesty become any less honest when I present it as that, right? So for a number of you, it's almost like maybe you feel or you fear that in loving what you love in a way that looks okay. I'm hearing, okay. I'm hearing, okay. When it looks at itself, I'm hearing it with pride. So for a number of you, okay, this has to do with a public space. I'm hearing it's an audition. Yeah, okay, big time. For a number of you, know and apply it to situation as you do. If this is your Venus sign, you got Venus and Sag, this is perhaps a person that you're interested in, or even your Mars. Or it could also be an audition, absolutely. For a number of you, maybe something that, again, you're interested in. But it's like, you know, me presenting the space is one thing, but the way that I am perceived in the space of presenting it is another. I'm hearing it's a matter of my portrait that's painted, that represents what it is that I produce and that I promote. So it's kind of like your reputation, maybe, for a number of you. And or you wonder, or you fear, you're like, well, how would people perceive of me in the space when I do present whatever the space is? Okay. For a number of you, it's something that you've waited a long time to actually carry out, and you know that you do actually kind of want it. For a number of you, again, this is an ability that you have, and it's just that question of when I come out with it in a public way, that then I begin to feel like, you know, can I, this is a hypothetical. You're thinking, can I communicate about it at that point in time? So for a number of you, it's a matter maybe even of presenting something that is more the focus rather than what the stage really means. I don't know what that's about. It's like, yeah, I know it's not the stage, okay? I have no fear of heights or of formal attire, okay? It's more the focus on the faces I make and the feelings that I face openly. Hold on. I'm hearing open. At the open, hold on. So for a number of you, this is a matter of, I'm hearing your brother. I'm hearing your deceased twin, your deceased brother. I don't know what that's alluding to. For a number of you, you want to be very clear with something here. I'm hearing Brad and Angelina. I don't know what. I'm hearing Pitt. Okay, I don't know. Let's clear that. Somebody is like uncomfortable, maybe even presenting something like on behalf of someone. They're like, I don't want to be the one who like braises the audience like that. I don't know. Let's clear that. Okay. Anyhow, Sagittarius, for a number of you, I'm hearing I'm coming home with the Father of Wands and the Strength card. For a number of you, there's something that it's just a matter of communicating, okay? And that perhaps is the space that complicates, okay, the otherwise very clear message that you merge with in the moment. Okay, so I don't know what. It's like, it's just the fact, perhaps for a number of you, that also something will be filmed or will be live or will be like on TV, I'm hearing the script. It's like, it's not that it's not my story. It's not that it's, you know, not real for me. Okay, it's just that I'm gonna be more open than I also usually am. And so for a number of you, it's 5:50, 5:5 there. And it's 2 hours and 32 minutes on the clock there. So 2:5. Wow. So for a number of you, I'm hearing 7. Well, let's clear that. 5, 2, 3, 5. For a number of you, there's something that you feel actually guided to gain also public representation with. And it's something, though, at the same time, you're not really, I'm hearing, it's something that, okay, it's actually something that maybe was just in the past. For a number of you, I'm hearing that cycle's over. I'm hearing the cycle's over, but it's just talking about it. Maybe that you feel like, for me, this is financial. I'm hearing Shark Tank, Shark Twins. I'm hearing that as well. Like, for a number of you, there's something very competitive. You're like, it's really hard to talk about that. For a number of you, maybe somebody had a contract that went down south. It may be related to investment. They're like, I don't really think it's necessary. Or there may be a personal story there as well. And so there's a little bit, for no reason, a matter of 8, or I'm hearing I'm late to the game. Okay, anyways. Sagittarius, thank you so much for tuning in. Love and light to you all here. And we're going to move into the Scorpio reading next. So if you do feel guided to watch that reading, then feel free. There's something that, though, perhaps I'm hearing somebody's like testifying. I'm hearing I was on patrol. I don't know what that's linked to. Okay, for a number of you, this is actually a law that is perhaps even to be passed. I'm hearing the letter G. I'm hearing gamma. Anyways, Ace of Cups here, Mirror on the Hybrids. Again, it's something that you feel. Again, it's like what you feel, right? So for a number of you, it's something that you want to even, you're proud at the end of the day, present that as whatever this is, you feel it truly. Like, this is something that you've actually, I'm hearing you've like thought about a lot. I'm hearing you've gone home, you've really, you know, you've recited even. Okay. But I'm hearing nothing replaces like the real thing. I'm hearing ain't nothing like the real thing, baby. Ain't nothing like the real thing. Oh no, ain't nothing like, and you've like, maybe for a period of time, you're like, maybe you just, again, you've been kind of like holding the rope in your hand. You're like, well, I will eventually, you know, replace it. I'm hearing, for whenever there's something that you've, again, like maybe even resisted. I don't know. It's funny because I just split. Here we go. Knew this card would be coming through. Just split the deck to the Four of Pentacles. Right. This was the first card that I pulled. And I said, no, not yet. Right up top, the Four of Pentacles is the Fool in reverse. There's something that comes full circle here, Sagittarius. Okay, 8 of Pentacles in reverse, Son of Swords in reverse, 5 of Pentacles in right. You knew, for a number of you knew that this was something that you eventually, the Hermit in reverse, mirroring the Son of Swords in reverse, you knew. It was even something that you're like, it's gonna unfold. It's something that, for a number, you had an epiphany with. The last card in the deck is the Judgment card. Wants to be seen in tandem with the Three of Wands, for a number of you. You knew that, and I'm seeing it's like some kind of maybe even an encounter, it may be serendipitous, that sort of strikes that as you see it, you're like, this is exactly, maybe some of you even had a dream of this, you're like, it was an epiphany, it was a premonition. You knew, you said, I know that in that moment, when I see, I'm hearing the jaws, I'm hearing of that lion, I'm hearing open in that way, I'm hearing I will jump. I don't know what that's alluding to. I'm hearing I will jump into the tank. I'm hearing and face. I'm hearing and face. I'm hearing the sharks. Hold on. I'm hearing also the inner demons. I don't know what I'm hearing away. So somebody wants to, they want to clear something out. It has to do maybe even with the self-talk space. All right. So thank you so much for always take it as you will. Can be taken pursuit in ways. Always a matter of interpretation and your personal perspective. So always take it as you will. Bye, Sagittarius, and thank you for tuning in.